master of movie, and the official interpreter for Jackie at the mic, handsome Bill Dorr. And in the chair to my right, from Greencastle, Pennsylvania, at a svelte 212 pounds in his dreams, the sockless wonder, the master of this disaster, Dr. Greg Hoover!
And there's the bell, and we are off. The morning show, once again, permeating the airwaves. I don't know what that means. Doesn't really mean a lot, but here we are. It's Wednesday morning. It is the 26th day of February, to repeat myself. I can't believe February has nearly completed here, but that's just the way it is. Today, let's see here. As we mentioned, countdown coming up very, very shortly. We'll have Today in History. We will have the celebrations. We'll have the local news at the bottom of the hour with our good friend Scott Douglas. We got a world record, a birthday club, and then at 7 o'clock, the Zoom boys are back. We're going to talk about our five worst songs ever. It's the songs we like. What is this? How did it become a song? What's the words mean? I don't know. Each one will have a different take on how that is. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. And, of course, if you'd like to join in, and I don't know how you join in, but you can join in. Yeah, sure you can. You can give us your worst song ever. Give us a call a little bit later on at 717-444-WRGG. Or if that doesn't work, you can text us at that number or email us at studio@wrgg.org. I think we got it covered for the most part. All right. That being said, let us go to the countdown. There we go. I think that's the best way of saying that. Oh, come on. There we go. Here we go. That didn't work, did it? All right. Let me do this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
John Allison Public House Countdown brought to you by the John Allison Public House, located 155 South Hampton Way in Greencastle. Their doors open up bright and early this morning at 11 a.m. I wish I was bright and early. They are the founders of Good Time. Check out their Facebook page and see what's going on with them. Also, their webpage will do such the same thing. Here we go. Countdown for today. It is a Wednesday, by the way. It is the 26th day of February. I've mentioned that 3 times already. You should be well aware of that. 6:17 in the morning, 58 degrees, 36 degrees, 57 days left into the year, 308 days left into the year. Woo! I hope this day goes a little smoother than the beginning has. 2 days left to get your car inspected for the month of February. 2 days. We recommend Dixon's and Answer Way Honda. Maybe if I just went home right now, it would be better. As the place to go to get your car inspected. We appreciate their fine underwriters of the radio station. 11 days till daylight savings time begins. That's not bad. Not this weekend coming up, but the following weekend, the daylight returns. 11 days left to daylight savings time. 19 days to St. Patrick's Day. 19 days to St. Patrick's Day. Spring begins in 22 days. Believe it or not, 3 weeks from 3 weeks in a day. 3 weeks in a day, the official beginning of spring. But remember, some of our biggest snowstorms have come in March. So do not rest easy. Do not put the shovel away yet, or the snow blower, or the salt. Keep it out just for a few more days. Though, you know, We'll let you know, or somebody will. Maybe not us. 22 days till spring begins. Daddy-daughter dance now at 44 days out. Daddy-daughter dance 44 days out. Good Friday is at 51 days. Good Friday, 51 days. Easter is 53 days to Easter. 68 days to Cinco de Mayo. 168. 74 days, Mother's Day is around the corner. 89 days till Memorial Day. 97 days till school gets out, according to my calendar here. Flag Day, 108 days away. And, of course, with Flag Day, that is the anniversary of WRGG going on the air. And so that is also 107 days, actually, because we're going to do our drive-by fun drive the day before on the 13th, and then on the 14th we'll do it again. So 108 days to those events. Father's Day now sitting at 109 days. Old Home Week 2025, we're now at 161 days and counting them down. 161 days, which isn't too bad. August will be here, and we'll be complaining about how hot it is, and we'll see what goes on with that. Who knows? We might have nice weather that day. Sometimes we get lucky, I guess, but we never know until that day. So that being said, the Florida Keys are on the square in 162 days. I'll get the rest of the schedule here, and we'll put that up here, too, who's on the square. 6 days to Jason Kaler, who's up already and listening to the radio program. He's preparing his list. That's what he's doing. 305 days since our square has been hit by any type of motorized vehicle to cause damage. 305 days on that one, which is pretty good. Hooray! It's not the record yet. We still have a little ways to go to get to the record. And the record is, I'm looking here, where is it? 764 days. 764 days. So there we go. We're way far away from that. 305. 3,259 days we have been on the air. And the morning show today celebrating episode 1,971.
Yes!
1,000. Oh, it is. Oh, let me turn your mic on.
All right, sir. Hey, by the way, when you said Jason's listening to the show,
yeah.
Are you sure it's this show?
No, I'm not.
Okay, he's just listening to a radio show.
Well, he didn't even say that.
Okay.
He just said he was up.
Oh, okay. All right.
But he knew I was in.
Oh, okay.
So there had to be a something there.
Sure.
Some sort of maybe I'm listening.
Some sort of reason, right?
Yeah, right. I guess that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a rough morning, and I've only been here 20 minutes.
I gather that from the fact you parked out front.
Yeah. always a true side.
Yeah,
when I'm parked out front. Well, there was a line of traffic. Here's how I'm going to explain this. When I get to Route 11 off Williamsport Pike at that intersection, which is
picturing it.
A very dangerous intersection. A couple cars were in front of me going to the left.
Yes.
I decided to go to the right, which takes me in front of the station. And since I was in front of the station and I saw a parking space, I took it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just took it.
You got to grab life by the horns.
Well, it is, and that's what I'm doing right there.
Yes, indeed.
Grabbing it by the horns. So that's why I'm parked out front. And that's not really it. I didn't want to walk up the stairs.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a long walk from the back parking lot.
It is.
Oh, my. 1,971 days.
It's a rough neighborhood, too. I know, because I live there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's your kids out causing the problems. 111 days in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty good. 111 days.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how many days I've shown up. I've sort of lost track. Mike Bach owes us 37 days. He has 78 days to get those.
Mike Bach is a jerk.
Do you think it's going to happen?
He's a really big jerk.
I actually
Yeah, but it's almost impossible now.
I thought it'd be kind of like a challenge, like that he would rise to the occasion.
Yes. No rise in there.
I don't think he cares.
Well, that's quite obvious,
Yes.
Bill. That I don't want to be Captain Obvious here, but
I don't think he minds if people whisper about it when he's out in public.
Hey, he owes the morning show so many days, and he's not going to do it. Shame be upon him. Shame, I tell you. Nevertheless, that is the John Allison Public House Countdown, brought to you by the John Allison Public House, located 155 South Antrim Way in Greencastle. Their doors open at 11 a.m. today. They are the founders of Good Time. Well, Jim Vaughn says a trough of low pressure.
Oh, man, that's not the first time he's used that word.
Well, I used it yesterday.
Yeah, trough.
Of low pressure located in northern Indiana will move into the region, bringing showers tonight into Thursday. Now, the weather forecast for WRGG, we will have increasing afternoon and cloudiness today. Highs around 58, which I'll take. Cloudy tonight with a chance of scattered showers. Lows around 45. It'll be mostly cloudy on Thursday with a chance of scattered showers, highs around 59, becoming partly cloudy Thursday night, lows around 37. And then the outlook for Friday is for mostly sunny skies and a high around 48 degrees. That, my friends, is well, that is something to celebrate.
I just want to celebrate. I just want to celebrate. Celebrate. Celebrate.
I'll tell you what we
Celebrate. Celebrate.
It's a celebration. Oh,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is, of all the discussions we
It's
had,
a
this was the most
celebration.
difficult for me.
Was it?
It was. I'll tell you why, because there are not a whole lot of songs that I don't like.
Yeah.
And so I had to like kind of rack my brain, kind of go back to the remember, and then I just, and then it was kind of, they all kind of fell into place.
I got 10.
Me too. Yep. I ended up with 10.
I got 10.
And then some I kind of, well, because once you start thinking about it, they just start coming to you.
Yeah.
And then I had to look up like years and artists and that kind of thing.
Right.
But in the end, it was a lot of fun. Then I was playing with my family last night. And of course, they're all offering,
Their
what about this? What about that?
Yeah.
And then one of the songs, like, I think you like that song. I'm like, no.
Not anymore.
And then Malachi's like, there was the one I was playing with. Man, that's something I was listening to. Yeah, I would listen to it too. That's it kind of grates on you. That's
Celebrate.
There's a lot of
Oh,
great.
yeah. All right, so here's what we're celebrating. It's National Letter to an Elder Day. The whole idea is take time with someone, especially somebody you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe it's a parent, maybe it's a grandparent, a little aunt or uncle, or even just a neighbor. Somebody from your church you haven't seen in a while. Turn it around. Tell me thinking about it. It's National Set a Good Example Day. It's great to see every day.
Well, it should be.
Yes, it is.
But then again, we do this.
Yes, exactly.
So it's sort of like, okay.
I don't think it breathes. It's National Tell a Fairy Tale Day. And what's really interesting, yesterday was Wilhelm Grimm's birthday.
Oh, okay.
He and his brother Jacob, the brothers Grimm. And, they didn't write these stories, they collected them.
Oh, okay.
Because, these are stories that have, gone through, decades and, various
Right.
versions and so on, often told around campfires or traveling minstrels would tell them. And usually to teach kids lessons.
Yes.
And,
And
man,
usually scary, yeah.
Oh yeah, and the Disney versions are nothing compared to what the stories that they compile.
No, they're not. They're watered down.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
They're more Disney-ish.
Oh yeah, you look at, for example, Cinderella is one of my favorite examples, and you've got the evil stepsister, the one in order to get her foot to fit into the glass zipper actually cuts her toes off. At the end of the story, those kind birds who helped Cinderella, make her dress and all,
Yeah.
they plucked the girl's eyes out.
Oh, my.
Yes. Yeah, and finally, it's National Pistachio Day.
Oh, okay.
I can get into that.
Well, that's the one I'm going to go with because
Yeah.
now I'm scared. I want to go home and hide.
Yes.
Okay. There you got it. That is the day celebration. I'm going to go with the pistachios just to be safe with that one. I think it's just the best thing to do at this stage of the game. That being said,
Sherman, set the Wayback Machine.
1773, the Pennsylvania legislature approved construction of the Walnut Street Jail in Philadelphia. It was the first experiment to practice solitary confinement in the United States. It was kind of a Quaker idea, and colony founded by Quakers. And even if you go to a Quaker service, they just sit in silence.
yes.
And the whole idea is let's wait for God to speak to you, and then you can reply. The whole idea with solitary confinement was, hey, if you have all this time by yourself to reflect on your sins, you'll become a better person. What they found was it drove people insane, like literally.
Yeah.
So it was a noble but failed experiment.
Yeah. Well, we tried.
Yeah. 1917, the first jazz record was recorded. Dixie Jazz Band One Step and lyrics given on the original Dixieland Jazz Band. 1919, Congress established the Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. 1935, radar. In case you ever wondered, radar detection and ranging, or radio detection and ranging, was first demonstrated by Robert Watson Martin. Of course, it really came in handy the Allies into the war.
Yeah.
The Germans did not have it. You're wondering how we knew their planes. 1936, speaking of the Nazis, Adolf Hitler introduced Ferdinand Porsche's Volkswagen, or the People's Wagon.
Oh, people's
Yes, the Volkswagen. 1944, Sue Dosser of the Nurse Corps was appointed the first female U.S. Navy captain. Of course, the whole idea with the Volkswagen was to have a car that the people could afford. 1952. Yes, indeed. The people's way. 1952. Prime Minister Winston Churchill announced the Great Tennis Competition. Put them, I think, third after the United States and Soviet Union. 1965. South Korean troops arrived in Saigon as part of President Lyndon Johnson's effort to build an international coalition of fighting forces in Vietnam. More than 300,000 South Koreans served in the Vietnam War. 1966, the Beatles' Rubber Soul became the group's 7th #1 album. 1967, in the 9th Daytona 500, Mario Andretti won his first and only NASCAR Grand National event. It is the only time a driver born outside the U.S. won the Daytona 500. 1972, a dam collapsed above Buffalo Creek, West Virginia, killed 125 people. 1977, the Eagles' New Kid in Town was the #1 song. It was co-written by Don Henley, Glenn Frey, and J.D. Souther, and released as the first single from the album Hotel California. 1978, Ira Levin's play Death Trap premiered in New York City. It ran for 1,793 performances over 4 years. Great play, and it turned into a great movie with Michael Caine and Christopher Reeve. 1980, Egypt and Israel exchanged ambassadors for the first time. Of course, all part of the Camp David Peace Accords. 1980 as well, Island Records offered U2 a recording contract after a representative saw them play at Dublin's National Boxing Stadium in front of 2,400 people. 1983, Michael Jackson's Thriller album went to #1 for the first of 37 weeks. 1984, the last U.S. Marines in a multinational peacekeeping force in Lebanon left Beirut. Of course, they made it very clear they didn't want us there.
Yeah.
1984, Pulitzer Prize winner Robert Penn Warren was named the first U.S. Poet Laureate. 1987, the Tower Commission began looking into the Iran-Contra affair. 1993, a truck bomb exploded in the parking garage of the World Trade Center, killing 6 and injuring over 1,000, the deadliest act of terrorism perpetrated on U.S. soil at that time. 2004, the United States lifted a ban on travel to Libya, ending restrictions that had lasted for 23 years.
Like the vacation spot of the world, right
there.
there.
Oh, exactly, yes. 2006, the 20th Winter Olympic Games closed in Turin, Italy. 2008, the Global Seed Vault officially opened in Svalbard, Norway. The whole idea is to have samples of all the seeds of all the plants in the world, just in case anything should ever happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of plants.
Yes, indeed. Well, wait till you hear this. Well, coming up. 2012, at the 84th Academy Awards, The Artist won 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, and became the first silent film to win since 1927. 2017, at the 89th Academy Awards, the Best Picture was Moonlight. 2018, the Global Seed Vault received its 1 millionth seed on its 10-year anniversary.
All right.
That's quite an experiment.
That is.
Yes, indeed. And that's our snapshot of this day in history.
All right, here's what I have today. I remember this story. 1996 was the year, 38-year-old Muncie, Indiana, where that trough is coming from. Woman tried to remove a callus from her foot by shooting it off with a 410 gauge shotgun.
Oh, jeez.
She told police later at the hospital she had been drinking heavily, and it seemed like a good idea. How many people have said that? Well, I was drinking heavily, and it seemed like a good idea. Many people listening to the morning show this morning. I'm drinking heavily. It sounded like
I wonder if it started with here, hold my beer.
Yeah, I think it did. It's the morning show. Going to take a break for news. First look at Scott Douglas's local news, NBC and PA News. All coming up.
The morning show on WRGG.
93.7 WRGG. With news and weather together. Coming up next. Serving Greencastle, Antrim, and southern Franklin County. This is WRGG LP Greencastle.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Elon Musk will have a seat at the table when President Trump's first cabinet meeting is convened later today.
And Elon, considering he is working alongside the president and our cabinet secretaries, will be in attendance.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says Musk will provide an update on how all of the cabinet secretaries are identifying waste and government fraud. The tech billionaire is serving as a special government employee while running the DOGE advisory panel. No injuries are reported after a Southwest flight from Omaha had a near collision with a smaller jet at Chicago's Midway Airport on Tuesday. The passenger plane aborted its landing just after the business jet entered the runway without authorization, according to the FAA. This is the latest of numerous dangerous air travel incidents in the past month. And sleep deprivation could potentially worsen chronic inflammation. Researchers have found a link between poor sleep and immune cells that can drive inflammation associated with obesity and chronic disease. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
We at Tracy's Orchard would like to remind the community that we are now open year-round with our many varieties of apples, peaches, and other tree-ripened fruit. Tracy's Fruit is also available at Country Breeze on Route 11 in Marion, and will be pursuing other retail outlets. Tracy's Orchard, another proud sponsor of Community Radio WRGG.
This is a Radio PA news update. 2 police officers injured in the shooting at UMPC Memorial last weekend are back home. The Springettsbury Township PA Police announcing Tuesday that both officers have been released and are expected to make a full recovery. 3 officers and 4 employees shot at the hospital Saturday. 30-year-old officer Andrew Duarte was killed. About 30 homes currently without water service in Philly after a sinkhole opened up in the Port Richmond area Tuesday, swallowing a car. The Philadelphia Water Department shut off a water main, leaving the homes without water as crews repaired the sinkhole. There have been no reports of injuries. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says billions of dollars in federal funding is now unfrozen. John Schaefer with the latest.
The governor announced this week that over $2 billion in federal money is available to the state again after it was held up by the Trump administration. The money was reportedly earmarked for the state in major legislation passed under President Biden. Shapiro filed a lawsuit earlier this month claiming the Trump administration was ignoring court orders to release the funds.
A flight school owner is pleading not guilty to charges stemming from a plane crash in Lehigh County that killed a student pilot. Nouman Salim is accused of continuing to employ a flight instructor that had failed their re-examination for a pilot certificate and covering it up from students. That instructor was reportedly giving a flying lesson in September 2022 when the student pilot crashed in a neighborhood in Salisbury Township, PA. Salim faces charges including involuntary manslaughter and conspiracy to commit offenses against the United States. U.S. consumer confidence has dropped significantly, with the latest reading showing the largest monthly decline since August 2021. I'm Ryan Daniels, and you're up to date with Radio PA.
Fun Castle Fun Center, 3054 Buchanan Trail East, Greencastle. Mini golf, go-karts, batting cages, arcades, birthday party packages. Located in Wayne Castle, 717-593-9621.
Fun Castle Fun Center sponsoring programming here on WRGG.
From high atop Broadcast House in downtown Greencastle, here's a look at WRGG's local news with Scott Douglas.
Good morning. From the Say It Ain't So department, sad announcement from Hershey Park. We'll get to that if you haven't heard already. First, in Chambersburg over the weekend, a Shippensburg man was arrested and charged with stalking. Among other things, Logan Eugene Orndorff failed to post bail of $5,000 after being charged with felony stalking repeatedly and misdemeanor false imprisonment. Orndorff, a former boyfriend of the victim, allegedly followed the woman to the Chambersburg Chick-fil-A parking lot, blocked her into a parking space, then yelled at her through the window while she sat in the car waiting for police. Update now on some of the efforts by the Shady Grove, PA Ruritan in their Hurricane Helene relief project. 2 more campers were purchased and delivered to Northwest North Carolina over the weekend. Members of a group called Opportunity Ministries actually delivered the campers to 2 families in Asheville, North Carolina area. Ruritan President Dave Kipp announced here on WRGG yesterday that this past weekend they served around 300 people at the most recent pancake breakfast. There is another one coming up next month. In the Echo Pilot, did you see the pictures? Last week, children from Guiding Hands Preschool at Otterbein United Brethren Church, Greencastle, sang a little song, read a poem, and then they got on their bikes, their trikes actually. They hit the circuit for their annual Cruisin' for a Cause event, and they raised over $3,000 for Penn State Health Children's Hospital in Hershey. Photos and information on the Echo Pilot website. Cute kids, great fun. 35th, oh, you like water? 35th Annual Berkeley Springs International Water Tasting, the world's most prestigious event in water tasting, gave out awards to waters from 3 continents, including water from New Zealand, Bosnia, Canada, Australia, and towns all across the U.S. In the municipal town water category, the U.S. swept from west to east coast and in between, including 3 previous gold medal winners, Emporia, Kansas, taking home their 2nd gold. The silver medal was won by hometown favorite Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, and bronze went to Mission Springs Water District in Desert Hot Springs, California. 4th place, Southwest Water Authority in Dickinson, North Dakota, and tied for 5th was Piedmont, West Virginia, and the city of Santa Ana, California. Amazing. So, sad news earlier this week. Hershey Park announced that the longtime Skyview ride will not return. I love that. The park says you can still look forward to the park's newest attraction, Twizzlers Twisted Gravity. That new attraction slated to launch this summer and will ascend over 130 feet into the air, reaching speeds of 68 miles an hour. No thanks, I'll pass. Bring back Skyview, please. They first debuted that ride in 1966. Scott Douglas on 93.7 WRGG.
It's all about the home. Saturday, March 1st and Sunday, March 2nd, the Home Builders Association of Washington County's annual home show at the Hagerstown Community College Arc. The show, sponsored by Shawlee's LP Gas of Mogginsville, features displays of products and services for the home. Admission is just $2 per person. Children under 12 admitted free. The Home Builders Association of Washington County will be collecting personal care items for St. Mark's Community Food Bank at the show, and donations will be greatly appreciated. The 2025 Home Builders Association of Washington County Home Show, Saturday, March 1st from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, March 2nd from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Hagerstown Community College Arc. Parking is free, with complimentary shuttle service to the event from the parking lot.
This President's Day, feel the freedom to style your space with modular sectionals starting at $699.98.
We're not going to get that ice cream. We're going to wait for Dad, and then we're going to do the
This is Chuck Matthews on Greatest Hits USA. This weekend, right here.
Fridays at 9 p.m., Saturdays at 4 p.m., right here on 93.7 WRGG.
Greatest Hits USA. WRGG weather.
A trough of low pressure located in northern Indiana will move into the region, bringing showers tonight into Thursday. Now the weather forecast for WRGG. We will have increasing afternoon cloudiness today, high around 58. Cloudy tonight with a chance of scattered showers, low around 45. It will be mostly cloudy on Thursday with a chance of scattered showers, high around 59. Becoming partly cloudy Thursday night, low around 37. And the outlook for Friday is for mostly sunny skies, high around 48. For WRGG, I'm nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
Currently 36 degrees, clear skies, nice sunrise coming up on the eastern side there of wherever you may live, and 36 degrees. Humidity is at 92%, 70 degrees in 1932, the record high for today. It was 10 degrees, minus 10 degrees in 1914, second to 2 days for 1914. 26 to 46, that's the range of temperatures that we should have for this time of the year. We're right smack dab in the middle of that one. 6:47, that's when the sun will come up. That's not too far away, 4 minutes to be exact. And it'll set at 5:59 in the p.m., and that'll give us 11 hours and 12 minutes of daylight. Again, the temperature is sitting at 36 degrees at 93.7 WRGG and on the web at WRGG.org. I am Greg Hoover along with Bill Gore. Thanks so much for tuning our way here on this Wednesday. I had to, Scott Douglas announced that the Skyview was no longer a ride at Hershey Park. Not really sure why they're taking it down. It's like the ski thing, the ski lifts, and it floats across the sky there a little bit. I never liked those because when it stopped, it would shake.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not a good shaker when it comes to that. But nevertheless, I can't say I rode it very often. But that being said, it's always sad to see one of those things disappear at Hershey Park. But that won't stop me from going if I get the opportunity to do so. We were talking yesterday about, a lot of things, as a matter of fact, but the one thing was
World record.
And this guy,
David Rush for STEM.
Because, we thought we'd just dedicate a day to him and just every day he has one. And I don't know if we'll do it that way, but here's today's
world record.
And it is from,
David Rush for STEM.
The Idaho man who holds the most concurrent Guinness
world record
titles added a coveted record to his collection. Coveted. The most juggling tricks performed in 1 minute. There it is.
David Rush for STEM.
He holds several world record titles involving juggling, attempting to beat the previous
world record
of 39 tricks in 1 minute during a visit to Guinness
world record
headquarters in London. We should get a trip over there.
We should. Or just a trip to the Guinness distillery.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yes.
Is there a Guinness World Record place? I'm sure there is in Greencastle.
Of course.
Down on the square.
They actually
in the basement.
They're moving into the former Teal Blossom location.
Yes, that's where they're going.
Yes.
That'll be great. That'll be great.
And by the way, they're going to do their own window display.
Take that. Which one of your brother-in-law?
Gary.
Gary. It was Gary, yeah. I was going to blame it on Barry, but it wasn't Barry's fault for once. It was Gary's fault, this one. I forget where I was at. Oh, I know. The juggling thing. Visit again. Rush said the holder of the previous record, Taylor Glenn, is a legend in the juggling community. Always build up the guy you beat. That's the key secret to him. It's a legend, so that puts him in there. And one of his personal juggling idols.
Okay.
Thinking about that.
I now have the first thing I learned today.
Yeah.
There is a juggling community.
There is a juggling community.
Yes.
He's a legend in the juggling community and one of his personal juggling idols. Rush was able to beat Glenn's total with 49 tricks in 1 minute. And the best part, I got it on the first try, said
David Rush for STEM.
Oh, there he is.
World record.
So if this guy is a legend in the, what's he saying is, I'm now a legend.
Right,
Exactly,
yes.
He's a legend in the juggling community. That makes me a legend in the juggling community as well. Yeah, there you go. Oh, my. There, it's a world record. That's right, world record. Let me see what's going on. Some people are putting up St. Patrick's Day trees. That's because they're too lazy to take down their other trees. That's all there is.
Doesn't Mike Bach leave his up?
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
To the Super Bowl, he said. I don't know. What's next? A Green Friday? Big shopping day, Green Friday? Go out and get all the four-leaf clovers you can find. I don't know. I like this one. A study found that walnuts are great for healthy aging.
I've heard that, yeah.
Plus, saying the word walnuts just makes people happy.
Of course it does.
Walnuts.
I like nuts, but they're not my favorite. They're okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that, but it isn't bad. So
No.
It's almost March. That means March Madness is nearly upon us. I was just thinking, wow, what we really need is some sports on TV. That'll take it up.
Can't wait to fill out my brackets.
Utah is on the verge of becoming the first state to ban fluoride in public water systems. It also has changed its state motto to the cavity state. And we don't want you brushing your teeth either. It's a waste of water out here in Utah. We don't want to dry up the Salt Lake. I don't know.
You're allowed 1 ounce of fluoride per wife.
That's terrible, but funny. But funny. We were flying from Tucson to Denver.
Uh-huh.
And they have to. I realize this. They get on. They go through the safety procedures, and the flight attendants do, and they bring out the thing you put on your shoulder. It's a blow up safety vest.
Yes,
in case of a what I want to say. A water landing.
Right. Yes.
And I'm thinking, we're flying to Denver. Well, the only water there is the Salt Lake. And wouldn't we wouldn't sink, right?
Float,
You just float the Salt Lake. So do we really need to do this one? But I guess just in case we veered to the left and went into the Pacific somewhere.
At least they give you a life vest. Now, they used to tell you that your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device.
That's right. Yes, that's true. They did.
Yes.
Yeah, that's on those cheap airlines that did you go on. They're still using those. They also tell you that the can of Coke they just gave you can use as a floating device too. Wow. Good news. What's the best pickup line? A study found the word "hi" as the greatest rate of success. Hi.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You're not putting on any airs. You're
Right,
just saying
that's
hello.
true.
Yeah.
When men used it on women, the success rate was 71%.
Wow.
Least successful pickup line. Gosh, you're about as pretty as a prize pig at the state fair. That one didn't go over very well. But I'm glad they did the study.
Ned Beatty didn't like hearing that one.
No. Poor Ned.
Yes.
Poor Ned. Take the role. You won't be remembered for this one.
Oh, yeah, Burt Reynolds tells him. It's just an art house picture. Nobody's going to watch.
No one's going to watch it. Yeah, the whole world watched it. And everybody remembers one scene.
Yes.
Well, two scenes. The dueling banjos in that one. Yeah, that's it. My. 6:50 in the morning, 36 degrees right here at 93.7 WRGG. Jim Vaughn says we'll have increasing afternoon cloudiness today. Highs around 58. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of scattered showers. Lows around 45 degrees. Right now, 36 degrees at 93.7 WRGG. And time for
Birthday Club, the Birthday Club. Everybody celebrates the Birthday Club on WRGG.
There's some big names on today's list.
Oh, yeah, on my list,
Oh,
too.
yeah. We're starting back in 1802 with the birth of Victor Hugo, French writer and politician. During a literary career that spanned more than 60 years, he wrote in a variety of genres and forms. His most famous works are the novels The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Les Miserables. When Hugo died, he was given a state funeral in the Pantheon of Paris, which was attended by over 2 million people, the largest in French history. 1829, Levi Strauss was born. German-born American businessman who founded the first company to manufacture blue jeans. His firm, Levi Strauss & Company, began in 1853 in San Francisco, the commercial hub of the California gold rush. The prospectors complained that their pants weren't sturdy enough.
Yeah.
And so he decided, hey, let's use the same material we're making tents out of. And that's why he started using denim. 1846, William Cody was born, of course, better known as Buffalo Bill. American soldier, bison hunter, and showman. He became a rider for the Pony Express at age 15, served in the Union Army during the Civil War, and served as a civilian scout for the Army after the war. He founded Buffalo Bill's Wild West Show in 1883, taking the company on tours in the United States and Europe. John Harvey Kellogg, born this day in 1852, American businessman, inventor, and physician who was the director of the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan. His insistence on vegetarian meals, including dry breakfast cereals, led his brother Will Keith Kellogg, who helped manage the sanitarium, to create cornflakes. The interesting
sanitarium and cornflakes in the same sentence bothers me a little.
Well, they thought the healthful benefits of vegetarian diet, and they were so keen on this that they would open the plant up. Anybody can come through. They'd share the recipe because they wanted the whole world
to be healthy.
What happened was a man named Post goes in there, literally steals the recipe, and after that, it's like, okay, no more open doors.
Yeah, we'll keep them closed.
Yes.
And then some guy went in and said, these would taste really good with sugar on it.
Exactly, yes. 1866, Herbert Henry Dow was born. American chemical industrialist who founded the multinational conglomerate Dow Chemical. Headquartered in Midland, Michigan, the company employs about 37,800 people worldwide. And you think about all the products from Dow you have, like especially in the counter, in your kitchen. 1907, Mary Cole Chase was born, American journalist, playwright, and children's novelist, who wrote 14 plays, 2 children's novels, and 1 screenplay, and worked for 7 years with the Rocky Mountain News as a reporter. But she is best known for writing the 1944 Broadway play Harvey. which was adapted to the 1950 film starring Jimmy Stewart. Yeah.
Well, there's a big rabbit over there.
Yes, indeed. I love at the end when the psychiatrist asks, "Can I meet Harvey too?" 1960 saw the birth of John Herbert Gleason, better known, of course, as Jackie Gleason. American actor, comedian, writer, and composer, known for the television series The Honeymooners and The Jackie Gleason Show. His notable film roles were Minnesota Fats in The Hustler and Buford T. Justice in the Smokey the Bandit series. His first album, Music for Lovers Only, still holds the record for the longest stay on the Billboard Top 10, 153 weeks. And his first 10 albums sold over 1 million copies each. 1920 saw the birth of Tony Randall, American stage and screen actor, best known for portraying Felix Unger in the television adaptation of Neil Simon's 1965 play The Odd Couple. In 1991, Randall founded the National Actors Theater based at Pace University in New York City. He was married to his high school sweetheart, Florence Gibbs, from 1938 until her death in 1992. 1928 saw the birth of Fats Domino, born Antoine Dominique Domino Jr., American singer, songwriter, piano player. 4 of his records were named to the Grammy Hall of Fame: Blueberry Hill, Ain't That a Shame, Walking to New Orleans, and The Fat Man, which was the first rock and roll single to sell 1 million copies. Domino was part of the inaugural class of inductees in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986. 1932 saw the birth of Johnny Cash. By the way, born J.R. Cash, and the J.R. didn't stand for anything; it was just J.R. Cash, and that's what his dad. That's what his dad preferred to call him, J.R.
Not Sue.
Yeah, exactly. American singer and songwriter. Songs include Folsom Prison Blues, I Walk the Line, Ring of Fire, Get Rhythm, and of course his cover of Nine Inch Nails' Hurt. He also recorded as a member of the Highwaymen, along with Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson. His duets include Girl from the North Country with Bob Dylan, several with his wife, June Carter Cash, such as Jackson. Cash is a member of the Rockabilly Hall of Fame, the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame, the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and the Memphis Music Hall of Fame. The guy was just one of the coolest people ever lived.
The only one he didn't get in, the Jason Kabler Hall of Fame.
Yeah. In fact, he is the youngest living person to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Oh, really?
Yep. 1945, Mitch Ryder was born as William Sherrill LaVice Jr., American singer and songwriter. He's recorded more than 25 albums over nearly 5 decades. His songs include Devil with a Blue Dress On, Jenny Take a Ride, and Sock It To Me. He has been cited as influenced by Ted Nugent, Bruce Springsteen, and John Mellencamp, who produced his 1983 album Never Kick a Sleeping Dog. He got his stage name from the Manhattan Telephone Directory.
Don't they all come from there? I mean, yeah.
Conway Twitty, Harold Jenkins,
Yeah.
finding 2 cities on a map.
Right, yeah.
The actress Winona Laura Horowitz chose the stage name Winona Ryder in his honor. 1977 saw the birth of James Wan, Australian filmmaker who's primarily worked in the horror genre as the co-creator of the Saw and Insidious franchises and the creator of the Conjuring universe.
You know how he was introduced, don't you? James Wan.
Yes, exactly. Outside of horror, Wan directed Furious 7, the 7th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise, and the DC Extended Universe superhero films Aquaman and its sequel, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. But, Greg, I think you have the real celebrity birthdays for us.
I do, and they are celebrities here. Marie Eshelman is having a birthday today. Happy birthday to Marie. And we celebrate that because she has beautified Greencastle for as long as I can remember. Well, except for her kids. Have you seen her kids? No. I know their kids really well. I know the guys really well. They're great people. Good looking, maybe not. No. I digress. Gail Shade's having a birthday today. Of course,
nice.
Woody, sister to Woody.
Yes.
That's unfortunate how we remember her here. Sandy Alleman's having a birthday today. Happy birthday to Sandy. And Devin McCauley is having a birthday today. Happy birthday to Devin. That is, of course, a Vern derivative, straight up derivative. And so that is the birthday club today. You see Marie, Gail, Sandy, or Devin, tell them happy birthday. Tell them that you heard it on the birthday club, and you can get involved in the birthday club simply by sending us the information various ways, but most easily go to our webpage, WRGG.org. You can also email us at studio@WRGG.org. Give us a call, 717-444-WRGG. You can even mail it to us if you want. WRGG, 113 South Carlisle Street in Greencastle. Birthday Club right here. We'll do it again before the 8 and 9 o'clock news. 36 degrees. News coming up from NBC to top the hour. After we come back from the news and the weather word from Jim Vaughn, it will be time to introduce Jason Kabler and Chris Palladina, along with Bill Gore and myself, as we do our top 5 at 7 on Wednesday. And this one is the 5 worst songs of all time for us, each individual, as we have different tastes. And as we mentioned, if you'd like to get involved, send us your worst song to WRGG.org. You can call us 717-444-WRGG, but be aware, we'll put you on the air if you do that one. So that's all coming up in just a few short moments. Tomorrow, it's Vern's Day. Jackie at the mic in the 7 a.m. hour. Vernon McCauley in the 8 a.m. hours. All coming your way right here at 93.7 WRGG. And on Friday, not only do we have Jason Kabler in the 7 o'clock hour, the mayor follows with the mayor's report right after that, after the news at 7:30. And then it will be Corey Tabor from the Conococheague Institute will be our special guest. Tell us what's going on at the Institute. All that's coming up right here at 93.7 WRGG. Time for a break for the news, and then we'll get on with the radio program right after that. Don't go away. NBC News, Jim Vaughn weather, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to The Morning Show on WRGG. 93.7 WRGG. With news and weather together. Coming up next, WRGG LP, Greencastle.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Elon Musk will have a seat at the Trump administration table. The White House confirmed Musk will take part in President Trump's first cabinet meeting later on today. Musk will provide an update on how all of the cabinet secretaries are identifying waste and government fraud. The White House isn't saying yet what will happen once Elon Musk reaches the limit for days worked as a special government employee. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
So today is February 25th, so I think we've been here about 35 days roughly. So ask me in another 100 days.
Musk can only work a maximum of 130 days at this point. He's been overseeing the Department of Government Efficiency. That's an advisory panel looking to eliminate government waste. He's been doing this since President Trump was sworn back into office last month. DOJ has laid off federal workers and canceled contracts as part of his efforts to cut government spending. Federal judges are dealing President Trump 3 legal setbacks. Brian Shook with more.
Among them include halting Trump's executive order that would have suspended all refugee admissions and cut funding for resettlement agencies. Then the Trump administration was ordered once again to release foreign aid funds it owes to government contractors and nonprofit groups. Finally, a judge in D.C. indefinitely blocked the administration from freezing federal loans and grants. I'm Brian Shook.
The measles outbreak in Texas is now in the triple digits. Latest numbers from the state's Department of Health and Human Services show they've identified at least 124 cases statewide. That's a 37% increase since Friday. Baylor infectious disease expert Dr. Peter Hotez says we're at the very start of the outbreak, and it's going to get much worse.
Because it's so highly transmissible, because it lingers in the atmosphere.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Country music is coming to the Capitol Theater in Chambersburg. Forever Young, starring Kip Callahan Young, returns to the Capitol Theater stage Saturday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. in Ladies of the 80s. This nostalgic-infused show honors country music's most popular female performers of the 1980s, featuring a multimedia concert of songs and stories to fill your heart. Celebrate the music of Reba McEntire, Dolly Parton, The Judds, Tanya Tucker, and more at the Capitol Theater March 22nd. Beer, wine, and concessions will be available. Tickets are available at thecapitoltheater.org or from the box office by calling 717-263-0202. This show is sponsored by A&K Settlements, LLC.
Proudly supporting WRGG, ELM Department Store has been your local source for quality men and women's clothing, specializing in big and tall sizes for men. ELM Department Store has been providing personalized clothing solutions to customers from Greencastle and surrounding communities since 1941. ELM Department Store, conveniently located on the square in Greencastle, Pennsylvania.
Headquartered in Greencastle and serving the tri-state area, Dice Office Equipment offers sales, service, and support for copiers, office printers, and managed print services to businesses and nonprofits within the region. Dice aims to make finding, repairing, and operating office equipment as easy as it should be, with quality products at fair prices, service for different equipment types, and a variety of brands to choose from. You can be sure a Dice solution will be tailored to meet your needs. Visit www.diceoe.com. That's www.diceoe.com for more information.
Dice's office equipment, now part of the CDS family.
WRGG's mission statement is serving the community in support of education, the arts, and athletic excellence through quality FM radio broadcasting. Since June 14, 2016, WRGG has been proudly fulfilling that commitment to the Greencastle Antrim community and beyond. To those who have shared your financial support over the years, we say thank you. For those who have considered supporting your community radio station but have not made a contribution, we encourage you to make that fully tax-deductible donation today. You may stop by the station in person or mail a check to 113 South Carlisle Street, Greencastle, Pennsylvania 17225. Contributions may also be made by PayPal. Contributions of any amount to Good Companion Radio are greatly appreciated.
WRGG weather.
A trough of low pressure located in northern Indiana will move into the region, bringing showers tonight into Thursday. Now the weather forecast for WRGG. We will have increasing afternoon cloudiness today, high around 58. Cloudy tonight with a chance of scattered showers, low around 45. It will be mostly cloudy on Thursday with a chance of scattered showers, high around 59. Becoming partly cloudy Thursday night, low around 37. And the outlook for Friday is for mostly sunny skies, high around 48. For WRGG, I'm nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
Currently 36 degrees right now. Sun shining brightly in downtown Greencastle. 92% is the humidity. 70 degrees in 1932, the record high for today. Minus 10 in 1914 is the record low, second of 2 days for 1914. Average temperatures for today between 26 and 46. We're right in the middle of that. 6:47 in the a.m. That's when the sun came up. It'll set tonight, 5:59 in the p.m. That'll give us 11 hours and 12 minutes of daylight. Again, 36 degrees at 93.7 WRGG.
Now back to the morning show on 93.7 WRGG.
Welcome back. It is hour number 2 of the morning show. And on Wednesdays, on hour number 2 of the morning show, we do our top 5 and 7 on Wednesdays. It's a nice title that we thought of. And to help us along with the process, we bring in via Zoom Jason Kabler from way down south in Hendersonville, Tennessee, I guess that's the name of the state. And we bring in from just a little bit south, it's from Williamsport, Maryland. It is Chris Palladino. Gentlemen, good morning, and welcome to the Average White Band.
Good morning.
And that's what we are, the Average White Band, right here. So, guys, it is our top 5 worst songs. And I got to tell you, Chris, I had a sneak peek of what yours is. And I'm going to be real honest. I did ask Bill, so I wanted to be able to play our worst songs. And so I asked Bill what his was. And your song, my song, and Bill's song, number 1, is exactly the same.
That's very funny.
That's
actually good because we can all throw our 2 cents into the ring.
Right. And here's the deal on that one. It must be bad if all three of us picked it up, right?
I think that's very funny.
Yeah.
I'm really confused now because I'm trying to figure out what it could be that all three of you. What did I miss?
Well, you didn't give yours yet, so when we find out, it may be yours.
I doubt it. No, I doubt
No,
it.
by yours he means one you wrote.
Well, it is. That's number one on my list. And by the way, don't worry, Johnny Cash. I haven't even been inducted into the Jason Kabler Hall of Fame yet either.
No. No, you haven't. And matter of fact, let me see if
They've got strict rules about who's allowed in.
It's just the Jason Kabler from Alton, Oklahoma.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Or Kansas. He's in Kansas. Yes.
You haven't talked to him lately, that's for sure.
No.
Have you heard the promo that's running for the morning show this week?
No.
Well, let me see if I can find it here. Sometimes it's hard to dig up here.
Yeah. The Jason Kabler Hall of Fame?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. Where it is a good one. Anyway, I'll see if I can.
We'll look for it while we do this.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah.
I like the part when you ask Jason if he finishes his sentence for you. Normal?
Is he? No, he's normal.
That was a funny one. Yeah, that was absolutely
unscripted, as a matter of fact.
Unscripted. That was probably one of the funniest moments in this whole morning show history.
Oh, thank you.
It's a pretty low bar, Jason.
I know. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to pick the top five there because there's like six.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me see.
And by the way, Greg, it's going to be 76 degrees. You always ask me the weather. Today it's going to be 76 and beautiful out.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
Yep.
I don't know.
By the way, 76 and beautiful out.
Well, let's be honest. You really didn't miss much.
I'm Greg. He's built. No, that's not it. Nevertheless, yeah, it's not going to be that warm here, so I'm hoping that weather will come up our way somehow soon.
And my pickup line is, are you from Nashville? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, hi. That's what I'm using.
Works for you every time, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So
it's how I met Amy.
Hi, hi, or yes.
I added "How are you" at the end of that.
You're prettier than a prize pig at the county fair. That'll work as well.
Well, Bill being from Canada would say something like, "If I had to grade you, I'd give you an A."
A? Oh, I get it.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, it's early.
It is early.
I think Jason has his two going.
I do have my two going. This is my. I didn't brush my hair, and of course I know how much.
Too much
like us to
information.
talk about not showering this early in the morning.
Too much information.
Always.
Did you at least change your underwear?
Well, no, last night.
What's that?
I'm drawing the line there. We're not discussing that.
Well, so Jason, listen, you're the one that we don't know out of the three of us. So let us go to that and see what you have picked up as your
top five.
Top five, yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say this was hard for me because I generally listen to most of my music via Spotify and such, and so I usually make it a habit of not like requesting for them to play music I don't like. I just don't listen to just the radio anymore. And of course, there's songs that I've heard that I don't like, but I've long forgot about them. You know what I mean? I'm like Bill. There's not a whole lot of songs I don't like. I'm sure there's probably another 50 I could think of. But I really have to think because there are obviously ones I haven't heard in a long time.
That's the idea here, to get you to think a little bit. But that's okay.
That makes my brain muscle hurt.
No, I know. We don't want to do that.
So my number five, and this really, it's going to be controversial. My list is going to have some controversial stuff on it. My number five is it really stems a lot from people yelling it out at my shows. It's Freebird.
Freebird. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very long song. I mean, I appreciate it, but and that's why it's only number five. And like, once again, it took me a while to figure these out. I'm sure there's a lot of songs out there I like a lot less than Freebird, but that's it. Number four, anything by Kid Rock. I'd rather listen if Yoko Ono and William Shatner got together and formed a duet. I'd rather listen to them than Kid Rock.
All right, two thumbs up on that one.
The Plastic Shatner Band.
Oh my! It's Yoko. Oh no!
Yes, I got it.
Number 3, Funky Coldina by Tone Loc.
What is it?
Funky Coldina by Tone Loc. If you listen to the words, it's very rapey. It's all about a guy that puts stuff in women's drinks to get them to go home and sleep with them. I mean, it's horrible. It's a horrible song.
That is horrible. Yes.
Yes.
Number 2, and I love Darius Rucker. But I don't know if it's an overplayed thing, but I cannot stand. How's it even go? Wagon wheel.
It's called Wagon Wheel.
I was thinking of the chorus of it.
A song written by
Rock Me, Mama, like a wagon. Thanks, Gary.
Recorded by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
Right. And I love Darius.
Dylan,
I guess
Dylan originally wrote it. It was supposed to be part of the soundtrack to Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. But it didn't quite fit the film. So technically speaking, what he left was an unfinished song, and other people have kind of added on to it over the years.
Gotcha. I mean, of all of them, Rucker I can stand. I'm okay with the most, but generally speaking. And my number 1, I didn't mind it when it first came out. It got overplayed. I actually had to play this in the 90s when I was I'm using quotes, country singer here. And I'll play it here. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Let's check it out.
You burn my clothes when I'm gone. Oh, you can tell your friends just what a fool I've been, and I can joke about me on the phone.
Could you
can tell my heart got me back into the phone. I know you can tell my feet to hit the floor. Oh, you can tell my lips to tell my fingertips. They won't be reaching out for you no more.
Well,
don't tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart. I just don't think it understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy, breaky heart, he might blow up and kill his man.
My favorite line. Hold on, my favorite line is, "You can tell your dog to bite my leg."
Yes.
You know, it's just. That version is the least better than the version that he recently did when his sound didn't work and he sang it a cappella. That was horrible.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
So, yeah, you know, it was when that came out, Jason. It was a catchy little tune, and of course, I got to admit, I had been watching because of my kids Hannah Montana. So, you know, it was okay by me, but then it did get played way
by kids. He means Rhonda.
That's funny.
Their first date, she had to be home in time to watch Hannah Montana.
That's what we talked about. Do you think Hannah Montana really is Miley Cyrus?
And she was on the fence.
Yeah. Wasn't quite sure.
Don't worry, Mr. Hoover. I'll just ride my bike home.
Ching, ching.
You know, I can control all your microphones with one little switch of the buttons here, and we're okay. So.
That's my top 5.
All right, so you have an honorable mention. We'll come back and get. So, I think Chris will let you go through your 5, and when you get to number 1, Bill and I will agree with you on that one and play your.
Well, perhaps we should do our top. Our 4.
You do your 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah, and then when we'll reveal the worst one for all 3 of us.
Yes.
At the same time. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay, so I'll go through
the birthday club. Oops, sorry, I met you early.
How'd you know?
No, I'll go through these quickly because, you know, I can find beauty in just about anything. If it makes me laugh,
right?
It can be a bad song that makes me laugh. For instance, Yoko Ono, she makes me laugh.
She makes you laugh,
yeah. So I won't include anything that doesn't make me laugh. Or I will include anything that doesn't make me laugh. I should say that. All right, anything by Barry Manilow. I am not a fan of Low.
But he wrote the songs that make the whole world sing.
No, he didn't even write that
Ironically, he
song.
didn't write that song.
Yeah.
And I do like the cover band Barely Manilow.
Barry Manilow, yeah.
No, Barely.
Barely Manilow. Is that the cover band, right?
For some weird
Yeah.
reason, he had this like second career as a spokesman. I kid you not, growing up in Canada, watching a lot of TV stations from across the border, he was a spokesman for Vermont Lamb.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
He probably needed the money.
Yeah, at that point, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Larry
He had to make
Verne,
ends meet.
from August 1960, Larry Verne, a #1 hit called "Please, Mr. Custer." I hate that song.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
Yes.
I hate. I tell you, it's demeaning at best.
Oh yeah.
Racist at worst because it makes fun of American Indians, and that just disgusts me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Deck of Cards by Wink Martindale.
Yeah, we play that one here.
It is maudlin with a capital M. I cannot stand that
Is that
song.
the one with the soldier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has a nice beat, but you can't dance to it.
Oh God. Just slit my wrist. And the Candyman by Saint Jr.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, sounds like he's in a panel van.
It does.
Driving through your
It
neighborhood.
Yeah. It sounds like he's singing to a bunch of like 8-year-olds.
Exactly. Yes.
And I realize it's part of the Willy Wonka theme, but it's creepy.
Yeah,
It's creepy.
it is.
Okay, so I'll save the #1 so you guys go through yours.
All right. Bill, go ahead.
All right. I've got. Oh man, I had so much fun with it. Some of these songs, by the way, I had to look up because I'm like vague memories, and my kids were like, "That can't be a real song." Like, oh yes, it is.
It is.
By the way, speaking of the Dear Mr. Custer, there was also one I didn't put on my list, but I was thinking about it last night because my uncle actually had this on 45. It was an interview with the shark from Jaws.
Oh yeah, Dickie Goodman.
Yes,
Dickie
yes.
Goodman. He used to do a bunch of those things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the cut-in records.
Yeah.
I've got Billy Ray Cyrus on here, but not for Achy Breaky Heart. But Jason, I'm sure you remember this one, Romeo.
Oh yeah.
And I feel bad for
That was a duet.
It was more than that. It was a group effort. And
Right.
from 1993, and I feel bad because the proceeds from it actually went to the American Red Cross.
Oh yeah.
But it's just such a bad song. It's
Wasn't
Dolly
Mary
Parton.
Chapin Carpenter?
Yes, Dolly Parton. She's joined by Tanya Tucker, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Kathy Mattea, and Pam Tillis. Some of my favorites. And the whole idea is they're ladies in this club, right? And they're talking about the hot guy who just walked in who happens to be Billy Ray Cyrus, and he's the Romeo. It's awful. They start catcalling.
I remember that one.
And they're like,
yes.
"Hey, girls, check him out."
Yeah.
And then Dolly,
Quick, grab that funky Cole Medina.
Exactly, yes. And then, of course, my favorite line is when Dolly goes, "I'm old enough to be that boy's lover."
Oh, that's just cringe.
Oh, it's awful. And then, of course, he's the Romeo. So his he does the chorus, stepping high and stepping low. But anyhow, and then you have to have Robert Van Winkle, of course, better known as Vanilla Ice and Ice Ice Baby. That's coming up on my list. Of course, and I've torn this. I like to break it down lyrically, and I've always gotten a kick out of the fact that it starts with first of all the stop, collaborate, and listen. But then he talks about, Ice is back with a brand new edition. Okay.
Yeah. This is his debut.
Yeah, it's the first single off of his first album. What's he back from? And what's the previous edition? If this is your first edition can't be a new edition. And I also like at the end he goes, "Time to go solo." Well, it's been solo the whole time. It's not you and anybody else.
He's actually in disguise. Really, you don't know that's Wink Martindale.
Oh my God.
And the fact that it's such a blatant ripoff of Under Pressure, then he tries to deny it. No, it sends with a straight face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised nobody else has mentioned this. Maybe it's coming up. Who Let the Dogs Out?
It's coming up.
Okay, Baha Man from a Grammy Award winner, by the way.
What number is that for you?
That's my number 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have it at 2.
Okay. The best part is it was actually written by a guy. They're from the Bahamas, but the guy who wrote it, Anselm Douglas from Trinidad, he said they completely misconstrued the meaning of it. It's supposed to be like a feminist, catcall song. And the whole idea, who let the dogs out? Like, who are those rude guys being, condescending to those women? Which completely is gone from their version of it.
I wouldn't have got that from
No,
them.
exactly.
No,
right.
I didn't get
That's
that.
funny. That's one of those songs that, and there's a lot of them out there that are actually bad, but for some reason, anytime that's on, I just like, who let the dogs out? I get into it. And so for that reason, I couldn't put it on my list. I kind of put songs that I'm absolutely 1,000% going to turn off if I hear it on the radio. Well, and that's one that it will stay on for me, and I'll just be like, yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
I will just say it was great to DJ with, because like you used to get people up on the dance floor with that. But more than anything, it really just seemed like a kid's song to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Jason, would you turn the radio off or switch stations when My Humps by Black Eyed Peas comes on?
That's a good one. No, I would actually.
That's my number
I'm
two.
indifferent about that one. Yeah, no, I'm indifferent. I don't like it. Don't hate it. It's just a song.
By the way, check out Alanis Morissette's cover of it, what she does rather ironically.
No.
Oh, it's great. Because that one's from 2005. So that's my top four.
All right.
Her lovely lady humps.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so here's my top 5, and I used to listen to this guy on the radio. I loved his radio program. I thought he was funny. And then he took this, and it was a novelty song. But after a while, it was like, come on. Disco Duck by Rick Dees and his cast of idiots.
No,
Rick
Dees, that's it. Yeah.
Rick Dees had American Top 40 or a top.
Right.
And he was also the host of Solid Gold for a while,
yes,
too.
Yeah. 1976 was the year for that one.
My wife asked me if that would be on my list.
Oh, did she?
I told her if we were doing like a top 15, it would have been, yeah.
Yeah, number 4, and I just thought it was weird, and I didn't like it, and I don't like listening to it, even though it's on our playlist. Comes from Napoleon the 14th in 1966.
My goodness, yes.
They're coming to take me away. Ha ha, hee hee, ha, hey.
See, I like that one.
I did too as a kid.
Wait, I actually had like a K-Tel compilation that had that on it.
Me too.
But you know what the best part is? If you bought the 45, the flip side, the B-side, was the same song played in reverse, and the title was actually written in reverse as well.
Wow.
And some people actually list that as like one of the worst songs ever.
Well, yeah.
As a kid, I had a record and they had that, and on the we had a bunch of songs like Kooky Lend Me Your Comb and Hello Bada, Hello Bada. It had the record was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was
Ernie K. Doe.
Yeah, that was number 4. Number 3, I got in trouble one time. I was working at 1130 WIO, and I sort of made fun of this song, so it sticks in my mind that, and the program director says, you know, those songs are our bread and butter. You shouldn't be making fun of them. But it was David Dundas in 1976, Blue Jeans On.
Yeah.
I get up in the morning and put my blue jeans on. And you want to go out for a date? We'll put our blue jeans on.
Wait, did Keith Urban review that?
Oh, I don't know.
He had actually a pretty big song with that on his first album. I put my blue jeans on. I put my old blue jeans on.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. Keith Urban had a pretty big hit with that.
Well,
I've never heard the original.
well, he shouldn't have had a big hit with that. I don't
know.
I
think women, of course we know that most music is geared towards women, and the video probably had him in his tight blue jeans, and so it worked for him.
This was way before videos, Jason. This is probably, late 70s?
Yeah, 76 was the year.
That was I was 2 years old.
Yeah, thank you. I was in college.
See, I kind of like Mel McDaniel's Baby's Got Her Blue Jeans on.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah.
And what was the one by Conway Twitty? Or maybe that was the same one. I don't know. But and then
Tight Fitting Jeans.
Tight Fitting Jeans, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And this one from 2000, it's Bill mentioned it, the Baja Men Who Let the Dogs Out. And, I was even at football games, and someone would start singing it in the stands, and everybody would
it
woof
makes
along.
sense, like in Georgia.
Yeah. But at the prisons, but I don't know. Oh, my. So, anyway, number one, we all agree, except for Jason. Yes. And by the way, I can't argue with any of the songs you guys put up, except for maybe Freebird. I listen to that if it comes on the radio.
And mine was a personal thing, like I said. It really stemmed from the band thing.
Yeah.
And that's why we purposely yell out Freebird at Jason's shows.
And that's why I purposely play Baby Shark.
All right, Chris. Now, you have 3 going across here. And which one you want me to play when, or you want to introduce it?
The one on the left is the one that you want to play first.
Okay.
And we have to kind of do a little setup here. Richard Harris from 1968 MacArthur Park was written by songwriter Jimmy Webb, who did lots of hit singles, lots of hit songs.
Yeah.
So he's a great songwriter, but I just don't get this one. The lyrics are supposed to be about a failed relationship, but how that becomes someone left the cake out in the rain.
I know.
And it took so long to bake it. And, it gets so like overwrought. And then he starts crooning. And the one thing that I absolutely cannot stand out of a rock and roll song, rock and rollers don't croon. Okay? And as much as I love Elton John, that's the problem I have with him lately, because he croons now. He doesn't sing anymore. He croons.
Yeah.
And this song is all about that. I don't know if you guys want to add anything else to it.
Other than it was inspired by the same breakup that inspired the song By the Time I Get to Phoenix.
Yeah, Glenn Campbell's song.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Same breakup.
Yeah. Well,
must have been a rough
Jimmy, get over it, man. Get over it. But I'm not going to blame him for Richard Harris's performance.
No.
I mean, it is so overwrought. Sing like a man, for God's sake.
And the thing is, I would like to like it.
Because can I just say the irony of Chris saying his voice cracked? Sing like a man, for Christ's sake. I don't know if y'all caught that. That was great.
Yeah, I missed that part,
but Richard Harris is one of my favorite actors. Jimmy Webb is so talented, but this is just a piece of crap.
And the worst, and you know what makes it worse? It's 7.5 minutes.
It's 7.5 minutes long. All right.
7.5 minutes.
By the end, I don't care about the cake.
Yeah, let it be out in the
I don't think I know this song.
Well,
all right. Well.
And the crazy thing is, a couple other things to mention. It won a Grammy, and then when Waylon Jennings, one of my all-time favorites, did a cover of it, he won a Grammy.
Yeah, amazing.
So you want to play the file on the left because this is the final verse of the song, and you got to let it go to the very end because he goes at the very end. It's just like. Oh my God! Yeah. Oh my God! Please make it stop.
Here we go.
Wait, was that Richard Harris or Yoko Ono?
It was Richard Harris.
MacArthur's Park is melting in the dark. All the sweet green icing flowing down. The cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long
to make it. Yes.
A recipe again.
There it was.
I like that drum flourish at the end.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, that's all you need to know about that song, and it goes on for over 7 minutes.
Yes. And Donna Summer came out and did a disco version of it.
Yeah.
And it was equally as bad, but that's the song. I recently heard this. It was they did a new Beetlejuice, the second version, and this was played at nauseam. I mean, not once, 2, 3 times in the movie. And yeah, I'm the same way. Richard Harris version of MacArthur Park. The only thing it was good for when I was in radio was to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it was the Freebird of the 70s.
Yes, there
was. The 60s.
60s, right.
Yeah, 60s. So, all right.
So what I want you to do now, as much as I dislike that song, I want to do a thing we did last week with songs that sound like other songs.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to play the middle section here of MacArthur Park by Richard Harris. And then I want you to play Paul McCartney's Live and Let Die next to it.
All right, here we go.
Wow.
I didn't recognize it until now.
That's crazy.
It is.
All right, now play Live and Let Die.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
There it is.
You got it.
Yep.
You got it. You
So,
got it.
to be fair to Paul McCartney, that arrangement was done by George Martin.
Right.
So, I'm not going to blame that on Paul McCartney, but it's obvious that he borrowed heavily from Richard Harris's version of MacArthur Park for that middle section.
Absolutely.
So let's take the worst song of the year ever and make it more songs of it. It's it is. We're talking about our top 5. It's 7. On Wednesday is our worst songs. Everyone except for Jason believed that MacArthur Park was the top one. Jason, what were your honorable mentions? Just
Carrie Underwood singing the Monday Night Football theme. I have to shut it off. I just sit there. It sounds like a squawking bird dying. I love you, you love me by Barney.
Oh,
and everyone loves the song. It's just way overplayed. Tennessee Whiskey.
Which
I like him.
What about the
15 versions of it. Too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the new, well, really, any now, because it being overplayed really kind of ruined it for all of them. And I like Chris Stapleton. I think he's amazing. I just got tired of the song so quick. Anytime I hear "You're as smooth," I'm like, oh, click.
All right, there you go.
And real quick, you guys have a little homework during the break. It will only take you a minute. Look up Weird Al Yankovic, Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the song that you guys just called the worst song ever.
Yes.
I recognize the melody because he wrote Jurassic Park with it.
Okay.
It's great.
Chris, what's your honorable mentions?
No, that was it. I mean, there's lots of songs that are just dreadful, but they make me laugh, so I won't count them.
Okay, very good. And Bill?
All right, I've got a few. Yummy, Yummy, Yummy by the Ohio Express.
I have that on my list.
And the Ohio Express.
But I do sing along with it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fun, yeah. To me, if you sing along, it shouldn't be that bad.
Do you sing along with Single Ladies by Beyonce from 2008?
Single Ladies.
Which, by the way, she I have in my notes here, she said it took her 17 minutes to write it, and I added, and it shows.
And it shows.
And I've got Paralyzed by the legendary Stardust Cowboy from 1968. The great T-Bone Burnett, who went on to be a phenomenal musician in his own right and a producer, actually plays drums on it. And about 3/4 of the way through, for some weird reason, the bugle starts playing.
I don't know that song.
And it's kind of like REM in the early days, like with Radio Free Europe, how they intentionally wrote unintelligible lyrics because Michael Stipe couldn't remember the lyrics. So you just write anything you get up on stage. That's how it is. And then every time they performed it, it was different. But basically, he just yells out, screams unintelligible stuff. Then I have the Royal Teens with Short Shorts from 1958.
Who wears shorts?
Yeah. Shorts. Any song that begins with the line, "Hey, dig that crazy chick."
Well, that was hip then, man.
Yes.
That was hip.
Yeah.
And then there's one called "Dance with Me." The guy was actually a broadcaster with Independent Television News. It's over in Britain. His name was Reginald Bosanquet. It's a 1980 song. It's played over a disco beat, and he literally is reading the lyrics like it's a news report. Hey, ladies, on the dance floor, dance with me. And then it's like he's like slurring words. I think he doesn't understand what some of the words are at one point. But look it up. It's Chris would love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cringeworthy.
Yes.
Here's mine. Rock Me Amadeus by Falco, 1986.
Amadeus.
Yeah, that one was on the list.
Yes.
This one, I sing along to it every now and then, but Me and You and a Dog Named Boo from Lobo, 1971. This one, which features, it wasn't symbolic. This wasn't a symbolic song. It was actually about muskrats making love.
That's a good one. I mean, that's a good one for this list.
Yeah, Captain and Tennille, 1976. Ohio Express's Bill just said, "Yummy, yummy, yummy." I got love in my tummy. How's that work? And another one that I heard here just the other day. Lonnie Donegan from 1961. Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight?
Yes.
So, guys, that was a
What
lot
a
of
title.
fun. That's the
It's
title.
like I can't get over you till you get out from under him.
Yeah. If I had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? All those things. So that was fun. MacArthur Park, obviously the winner here as the worst song ever. And we'll leave it at that. All right, gentlemen, what is next week?
What do you guys got?
Everybody at once.
I don't know.
I was just looking at my list because I did have a list. I had on here top 5 books, but there's probably at least two of us, not two of you guys that don't read, so that doesn't work. I'll tell you what. How about this? This isn't easy.
Wait a minute. Which two are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'll let you guys figure that out. So let's read. I'll tell you. Here's choices. You guys can pick your favorites. Top 5 books. Top 5 places you would want to live if you didn't live in Greencastle, or top 5 countries you'd like to visit.
I'll go with books.
Books, yeah.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Okay.
Yes,
Well, great. Top 5 books. Sorry, Greg.
Yeah, I know.
Greg's number one. Fun with Dick and Jane.
Last book I read was something to do with education, I'm sure. So, top 5
magazine with pictures count?
Yeah. Well,
I'm scratching, but it no longer sniffs.
All right, you guys. Thanks so much. It's going to be hard to top this one. This was pretty cool.
Every time I choose my own adventure, I end up getting eaten by a bear in a cave.
Or get the steering. Oh, wait, no, that's Oregon Trail.
Timothy should have been on our list.
Yeah, nobody had Timothy.
No one had Timothy on that one. So, all right, guys.
No one had the Pina Colada song.
We got to run. We're a little behind time, but that's okay. We had a lot of fun with this one. Let's see. Jason, we'll talk to you Friday. And Chris, if not before, we'll chat with you on Tuesday.
All right, sounds great.
All right,
bye,
thanks,
guys.
Appreciate it. We're going to take a break, go to the news right now, as we'll just do local news with Scott Douglas, and first look at local sports with John Freeman.
93.7 WRGG. With news and weather together. Coming up next. From high above the broadcast house in downtown Greencastle, we are WRGG LP Greencastle. From high atop broadcast house in downtown Greencastle, here's a look at WRGG's local news with Scott Douglas.
Good morning. From the Say It Ain't So department, sad announcement from Hershey Park. We'll get to that if you haven't heard already. First, in Chambersburg over the weekend, a Shippensburg man was arrested and charged with stalking. Among other things, Logan Eugene Orndorff failed to post bail of $5,000 after being charged with felony stalking repeatedly and misdemeanor false imprisonment. Orndorff, a former boyfriend of the victim, allegedly followed the woman to the Chambersburg Chick-fil-A parking lot, blocked her into a parking space, then yelled at her through the window while she sat in the car waiting for police. Update now on some of the efforts by the Shady Grove, PA Ruritan in their Hurricane Helene relief project. 2 more campers were purchased and delivered to Northwest North Carolina over the weekend. Members of a group called Opportunity Ministries actually delivered the campers to 2 families in Asheville, North Carolina area. Ruritan President Dave Kipp announced here on WRGG yesterday that this past weekend they served around 300 people at the most recent pancake breakfast. There is another one coming up next month. In the Echo Pilot, did you see the pictures last week? Children from Guiding Hands Preschool.
I recall the time they found those fossilized mosquitoes, and before long they were cloning DNA.
They hit the circuit for their annual Cruising for a Cause event. They raised over $3,000.
Now I'm being chased by some irate.
Photos and information on the Echo Pilot website. Cute kids, great fun. 35th, oh, you like water? 35th Annual Berkeley Springs International Water Tasting, the world's most prestigious event gave out awards to waters from 3 continents, including water from New Zealand, Bosnia, Canada, Australia, and towns all across the U.S. In the municipal town water category, the U.S. swept from west to east coast and in between, including 3 previous gold medal winners, Emporia, Kansas, taking home their 2nd gold. The silver medal was won by hometown favorite Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, and bronze went to Mission Springs Water District in Desert Hot Springs, California. 4th place, Southwest Water Authority in Dickinson, North Dakota, and tied for 5th was Piedmont, West Virginia, and the city of Santa Ana, California. Amazing. So, sad news earlier this week. Hershey Park announced that the longtime Skyview ride will not return. I love that. The park says you can still look forward to the park's newest attraction, Twizzlers Twisted Gravity. That new attraction slated to launch this summer and will ascend over 130 feet into the air, reaching speeds of 68 miles an hour. No thanks, I'll pass. Bring back Skyview, please. They first debuted that ride in 1966. Scott Douglas on 93.7 WRGG.
At M&T Bank, we believe in the power of together. Together, we can move communities forward while giving back. Together, we can support the small businesses that are dreaming big. Together, we can help families spend more time on what matters most. And together, we can achieve more than ever before. Learn more about M&T's commitment to the people, businesses, and community organizations we serve at mtb.com/togetherwecan. Or stop by any local M&T Bank branch. Member FDIC.
Here's a look at local sports with John Freeman.
The Shalom Christian Academy boys basketball team is headed to the District 3 Finals. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Freeman reporting for WRGG Sports, brought to you by the John Allison Public House, 155 South Antrim Way in Greencastle, involved in your local community. Shalom, who came into the tournament as the number 5 seed, knocked off top-seeded York Country Day School yesterday by a score of 50-43 to earn a spot in the District 3 Class 1A Boys Championship game. This is the first year as a PIAA school for Shalom Christian Academy. They will take on number 3 seeded High Point Baptist Friday afternoon in the championship game of District 3. That game will be played at the Giant Center in Hershey, with tip-off Friday afternoon scheduled for 2:45. Meanwhile, the Chambersburg Trojans will now play for 3rd place in the District 3 6A boys basketball tournament. The 4th-seeded Trojans were defeated 70-59 last night by top-seeded Central York. Central York connected on 10 of 18 shots from beyond the three-point line last night as they advance to the district finals, where they will take on Central Dauphin. Chambersburg will be back in action tomorrow as they will be at home hosting Governor Mifflin High School in the 6A third-place game. There is one team in action later today as the Shalom Christian Academy girls basketball team, the number 2 seed in the girls 2A district bracket, will take on top-seeded York Catholic for the District 3 AA championship. That game will be played at the Giant Center in Hershey, with tip-off scheduled for 4:30. That's a look at sports for a Wednesday. Have a great day, everyone. I'm John Freeman reporting for WRGG Sports, brought to you by the John Allison Public House, 155 South Antrim Way in Greencastle, involved in your local community.
Clyde's Grocery at Shady Grove has been serving the local area for over 60 years with quality meats and groceries. All of our meats at Clyde's Grocery are fresh cut daily. Our in-store deli features subs, sandwiches, and hot food. You will find a large selection of quality fresh baked bread, cookies, and cakes in our bakery. Klein's Grocery in Shady Grove, family owned and operated, where quality meats, great prices, and friendly service is a tradition.
Antrim Way Honda is proud to call Greencastle their hometown. And speaking of home, Antrim Way Honda is home to a large selection of pre-owned vehicles, something for every budget. A dedicated buyer can help you find a vehicle not on their lot. Every car is put through a multi-point inspection so that when you drive away, you'll know you have a vehicle that you can depend on. Antrim Way Honda, 200 South Antrim Way in Greencastle, is just off exit 3 of Interstate 81. You can also check out their inventory online at antrimhonda.com. Antrim Way Honda, proudly supporting good companion radio here at WRGG.
WRGG weather.
A trough of low pressure located in northern Indiana will move into the region, bringing showers tonight into Thursday. Now the weather forecast for WRGG. We will have increasing afternoon cloudiness today, high around 58. Cloudy tonight with a chance of scattered showers, low around 45. It will be mostly cloudy on Thursday with a chance of scattered showers, high around 59. Becoming partly cloudy Thursday night, though around 37. And the outlook for Friday is for mostly sunny skies, high around 48. For WRGG, I'm nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
Currently 36 degrees in downtown Greencastle. Hasn't moved off that 36 number for a long, long time. 92% is the humidity level. 70 degrees in 1932 was the record high. Minus 10 on this date, 1914, the record low. 26 to 46 average temperatures for today. Sun will come up at 6:47. 5:59 is when it'll set. Did come up and will set at 5:59. It is shining brightly through the windows here on the second floor, high atop the broadcast house at WRGG. 11 hours and 12 minutes of daylight. Again, 36 degrees at 93.7 WRGG and on the web at WRGG.org. That's what's going on right now. I'm Greg Hoover. He's Bill Gore. We got our blue jeans on.
When I wake up in the morning light, I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
I feel alright.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Now, I like the beat.
I pull my blue jeans on.
A song about blue jeans here.
My old blue jeans on.
You had some text messages, Bill. Yeah.
We're sending
It's the weekend.
links.
Yeah,
And I
it's a
know
terrible
that
song.
you're free.
At least the Parsons
So
gave
put
us
on
a
your
terrible
jeans and
song.
come on out with me.
Said here,
I need to have you near me.
she said, first she
I
said Charlie
need
plays
to
the
feel
Jerry
you
Truck
close
not
to
too
me.
often. And just the memories of it more than the actual song like
I need to feel you close to me.
I assume, yeah. She says Jason's number one and hers is
We'll
one.
go motorbike riding in the sun, the wind and the rain.
Yes.
I got the money in my pocket, got a tiger in my tank, and I'm king on the road again. I meet ya in the usual place. I don't need a face, except your pretty face. And I need to have you near me. I need to feel you close to me.
Oh, I didn't talk about blue jeans.
I need to have you near me.
Yes, not too many big hits. The one that didn't make it for him was I put my polyester. I put my polyester. What were they called? Not jumpsuit.
Well, there was the leisure suits.
Leisure suit on.
Yes,
I put my polyester leisure suit on. That's hard to say.
Remember polyester reversible slacks? Remember those?
Yes, yeah. That was the third follow-up on that one.
Yes.
Oh, my. Anyway, good morning, everyone. 7:50 in the morning. Going to go to the birthday club right now. And after the birthday club, I got some good news.
Birthday club, the birthday club. Everybody celebrates birthday club on WRGG.
I'm not being sent back to Canada?
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah. 1802 saw the birth of Victor Hugo, French writer and politician. During a literary career that spanned more than 60 years, he wrote in a variety of genres and forms. His most famous works are the novels The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Les Miserables. When Hugo died, he was given a state funeral in the Pantheon of Paris, which was attended by over 2 million people, the largest in French history. Levi Strauss, born this day in 1829, German-born American businessman who founded the first company to manufacture blue jeans. Oh, hey, Greg.
Yeah,
it's like in the song.
It's all tied together.
Yes.
It's all tied together.
Well, it's a great cosmic coincidence. His firm, Levi Strauss & Company, began in 1853 in San Francisco, the commercial hub of the California Gold Rush. 1846 saw the birth of William Cody, better known as Buffalo Bill. American soldier, bison hunter, and showman. He became a rider for the Pony Express at 15. served in the Union Army during the Civil War and served as a civilian scout for the Army after the war. He founded Buffalo Bill's Wild West Show in 1883, taking the company on tours in the United States and Europe. John Harvey Kellogg, born in the state in 1852, American businessman, inventor, and physician who was the director of the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan. His insistence on vegetarian meals, including dry breakfast cereals, led his brother, Will Keith Kellogg, who helped manage the sanitarium, to create cornflakes. Herbert Henry Dow, born in the state in 1866, American chemical industrialist who founded the multinational conglomerate Dow Chemical. Headquartered in Midland, Michigan, the company employs about 37,800 people worldwide. Mary Coral Chase, born in the state in 1907, American journalist, playwright, and children's novelist who wrote 14 plays, 2 children's novels, and 1 screenplay, and worked for 7 years with the Rocky Mountain News as a reporter. She is best known for writing the 1944 Broadway play Harvey, which was adapted to the 1950 film starring Jimmy Stewart. John Herbert Gleason, better known as Jackie Gleason, born this day in 1916. American actor, comedian, writer, and composer, known for the television series The Honeymooners and The Jackie Gleason Show. His notable film roles were Minnesota Fats and The Hustler and Buford T. Justice in the Smokey the Bandit series. His first album, Music for Lovers Only, still holds a record for the longest stay on the Billboard Top 10. It was 153 weeks. And his first 10 albums sold over 1 million copies each. Of course, there's also the story he claimed to tell. Oh, actually, he didn't tell it. His widow told it after he died, that supposedly Richard Nixon took him to the site of where
yeah,
the remains of aliens were.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
Yes. It was after they golfed together, and Nixon started talking about this whole thing.
Hey, you want to go see some?
And later on, the Secret Service shows up and says, "Hey, the president sent us to get you." 1920 saw the birth of Tony Randall, American stage and screen actor best known for portraying Felix Unger in the television adaptation of Neil Simon's 1965 play The Odd Couple. In 1991, Randall founded the National Actors Theater, based at Pace University in New York City. He was married to his high school sweetheart, Florence Gibbs, from 1938 until her death in 1992. Fats Domino, born in the state in 1928, is Antoine Dominique Domino Jr., American singer, songwriter, and piano player. 4 of his records were named to the Grammy Hall of Fame: Blueberry Hill, Ain't That a Shame, Walking to New Orleans, and The Fat Man, which was the first rock and roll single to sell 1 million copies. Domino was part of the inaugural class of inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986. 1932 saw the birth of Johnny Cash, born J.R. Cash, American singer and songwriter. Songs with Folsom Prison Blues, I Walk the Line, Ring of Fire, Get Rhythm, and his cover of Nine Inch Nails' Hurt. He also recorded as a member of the Highwaymen, along with Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson. His duets include Girl from the North Country with Bob Dylan and several with his wife, June Carter Cash, such as Jackson. Cash is a member of the Rockabilly Hall of Fame, the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame, the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and the Memphis Music Hall of Fame. But not, of course, we mentioned earlier, the Jason Kabler Hall of Fame.
No.
Mitch Ryder, born this day in 1945, is William Sherrill Levis Jr., American singer and songwriter who's recorded more than 25 albums over nearly 5 decades. His songs include Devil with a Blue Dress On, Jenny Take a Ride, and Sock It To Me. He has been cited as influenced by Ted Nugent, Bruce Springsteen, and John Mellencamp, who produced his 1983 album Never Kick a Sleeping Dog. He got his stage name from the Manhattan Telephone Directory. Winona Laura Horowitz chose the stage name Winona Ryder in his honor. And James Wan was born on this day in 1977. Australian filmmaker, has primarily worked in the horror genre as the co-creator of the Saw and Insidious franchises and the creator of the Conjuring universe. Outside of horror, Wan directed Furious 7, the 7th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise, and the DC Extended Universe superhero films Aquaman and its sequel Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. But, Greg, I think you have the real celebrity birthdays for us.
Yes, I do. Here they are. Sandy Alleman celebrating today. Gail Shade's having a birthday. And I'm thinking Woody's throwing her a party, as a matter of fact.
I hope so.
Yeah, and Marie Eshelman is having a birthday today as well. Happy birthday, Marie. Devin McCauley celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to Devin. That, of course, is a Vern McCauley derivative. And we've had Devin on the show before, so happy birthday to them. And it is the birthday club. We'll do it in an hour or so. One more time for today. We do it each and every day before the 7, 8, 9 o'clock news, Monday through Saturday, right here on the morning show. Want to get involved? Go to our webpage at WRGG. Fill out the information there. That should take care of it. So I'm Greg Hoover. He's Bill Gore.
Mm-hmm.
I did say I had some good news for Bill.
Yes.
And here it is. A documentary about the late comedian Norm Macdonald.
Oh, nice.
Is currently in development at Netflix. It's going to be directed by Jeff Apatow. He announced the project on Instagram and inviting fans to submit photos, videos, or stories related to the actor-comedian. he specifically requested any lesser-known interviews or memorable moments that could enhance the film. McDonald passed away 2021 at the age of 61. He had previously appeared on some other projects from Apatow, including The Larry Sanders Shows and Funny People. Apatow has won Emmy Awards for his films on Gary Shandling and George Carlin. So one of your favorite comedians of all time,
yes.
if not the favorite.
He is my favorite.
Yeah,
Yes.
Norm Macdonald, and that's coming to Netflix. We've watched a few things on. I watched Day Zero on Netflix. Interesting take on things, and that had me watching and listening. That was good. We've also
I'd read about it. Is it good?
Yeah,
Okay.
You got to pay attention. One of those you got to pay attention. What I like about the limited series, and discussing this with Ron the other day, the thing about a limited series is like a movie, because really for the most part they're like 45 minutes each session,
Right.
but there's 6 of them, so it's no longer than it is longer than a movie, so they can go in depth a little bit more than that. But it's over.
Right.
It's like I don't have to watch it anymore. It comes to completion, so I sort of like that one. We also watched. What murders were they? Lacey Peterson, that story. Watch that story. And the other one, the guy and the girl went out west in a van.
Yes.
Katie
Pettit.
Pettit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That was interesting as well.
Oh
So,
my goodness!
yeah.
Yeah, that was sad when.
It was. Yeah. It makes you. Wow. You just. Yeah. So anyway, that's all on Netflix. So that was what was coming up on that one. So let's see, coming up in the next hour, Bill, we are going to do, I've started a collection, a folder that says worst stories, and I haven't done, I used to do the worst story of the day, and I really haven't fit it in yet, but we're going to fit it in. We're going to do that after the top of the hour. We'll do the news, the weather. We'll come back with the countdown, then we'll do that, and then we'll do stupid is and stupid does. So whole bunch of stupid and bad stuff coming up in the next half hour.
Wonderful.
That should keep you right here.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I mean,
and in keeping with the theme of bad music, bad news, bad
just
stuff.
a bad.
Absolutely,
Yes. Wednesday. What else you want on Wednesday? Don't forget. Speaking of Wednesday, that means tomorrow as well, Thursday.
Yes.
And it's speaking of Devin McCauley, it's his dad's day, Vern's day. Jackie at the mic in the 7 o'clock hour, Vernon McCauley in the 8 a.m. hour. It's all coming up right here at 93.7 WRGG. And, looking forward to tomorrow as well. It is the morning show heading up toward 8 o'clock. Jim Vaughn gives you that weather outlook for you for the next couple of days, and then NBC Radio News updates you on what's happening around the world and around the nation. It's all right here at 93.7 WRGG.
You're listening to The Morning Show on WRGG.
93.7 WRGG. With news and weather together. Coming up next.
We are GA. We are WRGG LP Greencastle.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The House has narrowly passed the GOP's budget resolution. Tuesday's vote was 217 to 215. Just one Republican voting against the bill. A handful of other Republicans expressed concerns with the bill's spending cuts and how it will affect social programs like Medicaid, but still voted for it. Democratic Representative Brendan Boyle of Pennsylvania says the proposed budget will just add to the nation's debt.
Let's not forget the fact that in order to cover the rest of the cost of those tax cuts, they are increasing the debt limit by $4 trillion.
Despite its passing in the House, the Senate has already adopted a different budget resolution focused more on border security and national defense. Both chambers will have to agree on one version of the bill in order to move it ahead to President Trump's desk for his signature. Elon Musk will have a seat at the table when President Trump's first cabinet meeting is convened later today. The White House says Musk will provide an update on how all of the cabinet secretaries are identifying waste and government fraud. The Vatican says Pope Francis remains in critical but stable condition today after having a quiet night. Mark Mayfield with a story.
In an update from the Vatican, it was said that Francis hasn't had any acute respiratory episodes and underwent a scheduled CT scan. The pontiff has been in the hospital for over a week due to bronchitis and pneumonia. Officials added the prognosis remains uncertain for the 88-year-old. The Vatican said Francis has been resting well and has resumed work activities. I'm Mark Mayfield.
The Southwest is preparing for a rare winter heat wave. Forecasters predict downtown Los Angeles will hit a near-record 86 degrees today. That's about 20 degrees above average for this time of year. Daily records are expected to be challenged in other parts of Southern California as well. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Do you have an aging loved one who needs a little or perhaps a lot of help in order to stay independently in their home? Heritage In-Home Care Services of Greencastle can provide the help you need at affordable rates. Heritage can provide assistance to medical appointments, personal assistance, or medication reminders. Help can be provided for grocery shopping, light housekeeping, and meal planning. If you're looking for companionship for your aging loved one when other responsibilities require your time, Heritage In-Home Care can provide that. They have been serving Greencastle and surrounding communities since 2006. Personalized attention is provided for your aging loved one's specific needs, giving you peace of mind, knowing that they can stay in their home with all the care they need. Heritage In-Home Care Services of Greencastle. You may obtain more information by calling 717-593-0242.
Cool, refreshing spring water and delicious hot coffee or tea. Always conveniently single-serve dispensed to the touch. Available from Tobin Hawken Mountain Spring Water and Mountainside Premium Coffee, located on Antrim Way South in Greencastle. For delivery to your home, office, shop, or place of business, a call to Tobin Hawken at 717-261-5955 will assure you of thirst-quenching water, coffee, and tea, delivered to where and when you want it. Thanks to Tobin Hawken Mountain Spring Water for their continued support of WRGG Radio.
For a quick pick-me-up for one, or to treat the entire team after a big game victory, Mikey's Ice Cream has been a favorite local stop for decades. A delicious sandwich, a light snack, or a refreshing drink always hits a spot when it comes from Mikey's. And your favorite ice cream flavor will taste even better in a Mikey's homemade waffle cone. Always a relaxed family atmosphere, Mikey's Ice Cream and Green Cow Gift Shop, a proud supporter of WRGG, is conveniently located at 179 South Antrim Way, Greencastle.
Friday nights at midnight, Saturday nights at 10 p.m.
Wax Museum.
Half a century of rock and roll from the back of the rack.
Gee, I hope he gets back before all this dry ice melts.
You don't understand how radio works.
The Wax Museum on 93.7 WRGG.
WRGG weather.
A trough of low pressure located in northern Indiana will move into the region, bringing showers tonight into Thursday. Now the weather forecast for WRGG. We will have increasing afternoon cloudiness today, high around 58. Cloudy tonight with a chance of scattered showers, low around 45. It will be mostly cloudy on Thursday with a chance of scattered showers, high around 59. Becoming partly cloudy Thursday night, though around 37. And the outlook for Friday is for mostly sunny skies, high around 48. For WRGG, I'm nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
Currently 37 degrees, sun shining brightly. Downtown Greencastle has gone up 1 degree since we last spoke about the temperature. 92% is the humidity level. 70 degrees in 1932. That's the record high. Minus 10 in 1914. That is the record low. Second of 2 days for 1914. 26 to 46 is your average temperatures for today. 6:47 in the mornings when the sun came up. It will set tonight at 5:59, 11 hours and 12 minutes of daylight. Again, 37 degrees at 93.7 WRGG.
Now back to the morning show on 93.7 WRGG.
Welcome back. Hour number 3 of the morning show for a Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us here on the morning show. We appreciate it. As always, had a good time so far talking about our worst songs ever. And yet, as we continue, we're finding more worst songs. So, hopefully, I don't know, hopefully you have a worst song out there. One of those that you just can't stand. And we found out that MacArthur Park was the one that Chris Palladino and myself and Bill Gore had up as the number one worst song in the world ever. But I again, I'm going to go back real briefly. I did not pick up on the symbolic meaning of it at any time until I read about it.
Right.
That was a failed relationship. I just thought it was about a cake melting in the rain,
it's
which
just awful.
made no sense.
Well,
Made no
MacArthur
sense.
Park is where he and his lady friend used to meet for lunch.
Yeah, okay.
Hence the importance of the park.
The importance of the park, yeah.
And they used to have picnics there.
Oh, okay.
But now, here's what I don't get. See, this one, when you look at the lyrics, right? Someone left a cake out in the rain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now he says, I don't know if I can take it because it took so long to bake it. And
Right.
I don't know when I'll have that recipe again.
Yes.
Well, he makes it sound like somebody he doesn't know left the cake out in the
Right,
rain.
but
Yet
he's
he's
saying
obviously
he
the
did.
one who made it.
Right.
So what, did he give it to someone? And then they left. It doesn't make any
Gave
sense.
it to her, I guess, maybe, and
but then,
I don't know.
he doesn't. There's not someone. He should know who it is.
You would think.
He should say she left the cake out in the rain, or he left the cake out in the rain, or Greg Hoover left the cake out in the rain.
I like that better.
Yeah, not somebody.
Not
If someone
somebody.
left the cake out in the rain, well, you should know who it is if you're the one who baked it. And then how do you not have the recipe again?
Yeah.
Cakes aren't that complicated.
But relationships are.
Yes,
I
I
guess.
guess.
I guess that's it. So that's
Five,
what we're going on
4,
anyway.
3,
it goes on the Jason Lake Cable list of what he learned today.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure we bring that back up when the
At
time
least it
comes.
doesn't start with I'm back with a brand new edition.
Okay. Vernon McCauley. He says it's the wreck of the M.M. Fitzgerald. His word.
Oh, really?
Well,
okay.
Because it's so doggone sad.
And it's a long song.
It's a long song. And it's cold too. It makes me shiver every time I hear
Do you
that
know that
song.
Gordon Lightfoot actually changed the lyrics after he signed it? Because, much of it was, a mystery.
Yeah.
We know the ship sank.
Yeah, we don't know what went
And then
on.
after the official report came out, he actually changed some of the lyrics to reflect like when certain things happened in the timeline.
Yeah. And Vernon, by the way, if you didn't know, it's your son's birthday today. Just thought I'd pass that on. Today is Wednesday, the 26th day of February.
Lisa Parsons says, "Cake in the rain makes no sense."
Yeah,
absolutely, no
absolutely
sense.
no sense. Whatever you do today, do not leave your cake out in the rain.
My mom would be so mad at us for wasting food.
I can't believe you left that out in the rain. Yeah, 26th day of February. 57 days into the year, 308 days left on the John Allison Public House countdown here. They are located at 155 South Antrim Way. Stop by, say hi, and tell them that you listen to the countdown on WRGG. You got 2 days left to get your car inspected for the month of February. That's it. Dixon's and Antrim Way Honda, we would recommend. Daylight savings time is 11 days away, not this weekend, but the following Sunday. We set it ahead an hour, so we're going to lose an hour of sleep. The only bad part about that, 19 days to St. Patty's Day. Spring begins in 22 days. I'll go back to daylight savings time real quickly. People complain, I got to set the clocks. And da-da. Nowadays, how many clocks are you setting? For the most part, they're going automatically, except for the 1, 2, 3, 4 that are in here that I have to reset. Daddy-daughter dance, 44 days away. Spring begins in 22, by the way. 51 to Good Friday. Easter's at 53. 68 to Cinco de Mayo. 74 days to Mother's Day. Memorial Day is at 89 days. 97 days till school ends. 108 days till Flag Day. I should reverse these, and I will for the next time. 107 days to the Drive-By Fun Drive with WRGG. Our anniversary is on the 14th. We did that back in COVID. It was a success. We're going to do it again. We'll be on the porch broadcasting that Friday and Saturday. Friday is the 13th, and Flag Day is Saturday the 14th. 109 days to Father's Day. 109 days to Father's Day on June 15th. 161 days to Old Home Week. 161 days to Old Home Week. And, of course, that starts on August the 2nd. 162, Jason Caber is not on the square, but the Florida Keys are. And 166 days till Jason Cabler is on the square that day. Speaking of our square, 305 days accident-free. That is much better than Chambersburg, 305 days. 3,259 days we have been on the air here at WRGG, and the morning show has climbed up to 1,971 episodes.
Yes!
1,000.
Oh, that's great.
900. It is great for a show they said would not last. 111 of those days have been in a row.
Oh, yeah!
Which is pretty good. And Mike Bach still owes us 37 days, but he has, for crying out loud, 78 days to get him.
Mike Bach is a jerk.
Oh, he's a jerk.
He's a really big jerk. Yeah.
But we love him. We love him. But he doesn't show up. but that being said, we're working on it. We're working on it. So, I'm Greg. He's Bill. A semi-new concept here on the radio program. It's called The Worst Story of the Day. And I've been collecting those and just really haven't used them. But here's a good time to use them. Yeah.
That'll bring on more listeners.
Yes.
Hey, you hear about that new segment on the morning show?
The worst story.
The worst story.
Yes. Well, this one is horrible.
Great, Greg.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, tell your friends to tune in now.
For the horrible story.
Yes.
A married couple were forced to sit next to a dead woman's body for 4 hours on a Qatar Airways flight from Australia to Qatar. What is how you say that? Qatar, yeah. I'm playing the Qatar. The woman collapsed and died in front of them in the restroom about 10 hours into the flight. The flight crew put her body in an empty seat next to the couple for the remainder of the flight.
Where was she to begin with?
Why couldn't they put her back in her seat?
Back in her seat,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. That's what I can't understand. Unless it was relatives and they didn't want to see her. I could do that.
Maybe.
The couple was not allowed to change seats, so it sounds like there were seats to be changed.
Right. I would have just gotten up.
And then, it gets worse, they were asked to remain seated after landing so the medical staff could take care of the deceased. I mean, that's just terrible.
Jason Gabler.
What do you say?
Tune into our new segment where the dog dies at the end of the story.
Every time. It's Old Yeller.
We did have one of those once.
Yes, we did. Yeah, that's what we'll call the segment, Old Yeller.
And then you get to the part where the hero dog dies. You're like, I didn't know it was going to end that.
I didn't know it was going. It's much better when I don't pre-read these things. You never know. I don't know if you heard this story or not. A 24-year-old kayaker in Chile was briefly swallowed and then subsequently regurgitated by a humpback whale in an unusual encounter his father caught on film. I saw it. I saw the film. The father really doesn't react right away.
No.
He doesn't realize what has happened.
Right.
This guy, a computer technician originally from Venezuela, was kayaking with his father in Chile when he felt an impact on his back and that knocked him off his inflatable kayak. His father captured video as his son briefly vanished into the mouth of the humpback whale. He said he wasn't sure what was happening until the whale spit him back out into the water. First, I thought it had swallowed me whole, although I didn't really know what it was. And then, when I got back to the surface, I realized it was a whale. Also knew there wasn't that much danger unless he started jumping or knocking my dad off his boat, because then it would be very difficult for us to get back to shore. The guy was not injured, was able to reunite with his dad and return to shore. He said the incident reminded him of a classic story. Now, you're going to say
Jonah? Or Pinocchio?
No, Pinocchio.
Yes.
When I was inside, I remember Pinocchio, who was swallowed by one, he said. That's what I would think of right away.
Right, yes.
Right away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either Jonah or Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
Or Fred and Barney when they went fishing one time.
That's same thing.
And then when they took a picture to show everybody how big the whale was, Barney put his finger over the lens. So they got a picture of his finger.
Humpback whales can grow up to 48 tons, but they normally pose no danger to humans. They have narrow throats, which prevent them from completely swallowing humans. Good news in similarly sized animals. So there that one is. We're not done, Bill. We're not done. We continue. A Florida woman is behind bars after she allegedly attacked a man with a garden hoe for canceling plans with her. Polk County Sheriff's Office said Melanie Davis had plans to hang out with a man last week when he canceled on her. Upset by his decision, Davis allegedly went to his home in Florida around 3 a.m. on Tuesday and began yelling from the outside. She was most recently arrested for allegedly hitting a man with a garden hoe after he canceled. Oh, wait, we'd had that one.
Yeah.
The altercation escalated when Davis climbed the fence to his property, pushed through a door, and began punching him. At some point, she grabbed the gardening tool, which happened to be inside. Yeah, and hit him with it, which caused a serious cut on his arm. He was taken to the hospital. She was taken to jail, charged with armed burglary and battery, aggravated deadly weapon, simple battery criminal. She has a long history with the Polk County Sheriffs. I always think of Polk County Annie or Polk Salad Annie.
Polk Salad Annie, of course, yes.
It dates back to 1997 when she was first charged with battery at 19 years old. So,
that's some hoe.
Yeah. Oh, I knew that was going to come somewhere or another. This one's just, it could be stupid as stupid does, but Anyway, a Chinese zoo is under fire for selling tiger urine, claiming it has medicinal properties that can treat rheumatism and other ailments. The wildlife soup is selling 8-ounce bottles of the liquid for around $5, which customers are advised to mix with white wine and apply to affected areas along with slices of ginger. Wow. However, an expert in traditional Chinese medicine has stated that tiger urine has no proven therapeutic benefits and is not recognized as traditional medicine. Oh, my. That's it.
Jeff Hannes thinking Jack Hannes thinking he missed the boat on that one.
Yeah, I could have. Oh, that tiger urine I had.
we just let it go to waste.
Yeah, we could have sold it for medicinal purposes only.
Oh, man.
This is starts out bad.
But I like how mix it with white wine.
Yeah, we need something to mix it with. Let's go with the white wine. Red is too. It's not.
And don't forget the garnish.
Yes. So, a pair of Florida residents are set to enjoy a show by former Tonight Show host Jay Leno as a deserved reward for snatching their neighbor from the jaws of death. Or perhaps they should read the jaws leased by death, because at the time they belonged to a massive American. The jaws belonged to a massive American alligator that ran down Rick Fingerett walking his dog down their Naples street, occurring after dark on Friday, April 19th of last year. He was passing a pond in which he had seen alligators lounging ever so often when he felt a tug on his leashes of his two dogs. They might have been Labradors. He doesn't know what his dogs are. They might have been Labradors. I thought maybe he's talking about the alligators.
Yeah.
And fit for all kinds.
Those Labrador gators, Craig, they're particularly fearsome.
You got to be careful. Fit for all kinds of emergency situations, Labradors, when trained. But this was an 11-foot alligator sprinting with his mouth open towards them at probably close to 10 miles per hour. Speaking with the Naples Daily News, Fingerett recounts a nightmarish scenario with stunning clarity. He starts by saying he began to back away fast. I tripped in all the frenzy, and then the minute I fell, he collapsed his hands together to stimulate the gator's jaws closing. He got me. Apparently, the pair lay on the grass for several moments, the gator unsure what to do next. Ever so often, you feel a lurch, a tug. He wanted to move me, but he couldn't. I was bigger than he had anticipated. It was dark out. I wanted him to know that I was there. I had a lot of fight left in me, and I was very conscious of not passing out. He said, as soon as I would, I'd be done. He started hammering at the beast's scaly armor, poking its eyes and trying to pry open his jaws without any luck. Without a shadow of a doubt, the strangest part of the story came in the next part when Fingerett narrated. His dog lay at his side, silent and probably frozen in terror. Somehow he managed to keep a hold of their leashes through the entire ordeal. I got to be honest, that's not what I'm thinking.
Right. See, I'd let go of the leash of the dogs to get away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Next, neighbors Walt Rudder and Paula Keegan were driving by when they saw and heard Fingernet on his side next to the dog screaming for help. They thought he had fallen and broken something, but after the dogs moved a little, they saw the unmistakable shape unchanged for 300 million years. Mr. Rudder ran over and described a supernatural level of calm from Mr. Fingerett, instructed his neighbor to gather up his dogs and put them in the car and then run the lizard over with it. Throwing his heavy Lincoln into drive, Rudder needed just one pass over the alligator's midsection, who terrifyingly held up well and ran back down to the pond, and it was over.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that.
Wow.
Okay, I'll get the dogs and put them in here. They used a T-shirt and a dog leash to stop the bleeding, and the sheriff's department, which Rudder had called, arrived afterwards. The two neighbors admitted to being bonded for life after the experience, and Fingernet's nomination of Rudder and Keegan for the Naples Daily News contest saw them win tickets to Jay Leno's show at the Hertz Arena 2 weeks ago. The two men would later watch as the assailant was captured by animal authorities, which, being Florida, specializes in problem gators. Incredibly, the animal neither broke Fingerett's bones nor tore any ligaments nor punctured the femoral artery. He's lucky to be
very lucky,
alive.
yes, indeed.
So that's it. I can't get any worse stories than that.
No. Yeah, I imagine having to go to a Jay Leno show.
I like Jay Leno.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That is the Old Yeller segment of the of the radio program, where we tell you bad stories and
Meanwhile,
go
the
from
poor
there.
alligator's just doing what comes naturally to an alligator.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Well, I was going to say I don't know why they have them in ponds near them, but I guess they really don't have a really choice on that one. Like, why don't you guys move? Why you got to stay there? I don't know. But that being said, it's 8:21. Beautiful day outside so far.
That it is.
40 degrees as we speak, and we'll have increasing afternoon cloudiness today. High should get up around 58, so about 18 more degrees should be pretty nice. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of scattered showers, lows around 45. Thursday going to be mostly cloudy. Chance of scattered showers, highs around 59, and then becoming partly cloudy Thursday night. 37 is the expected low. And then for Friday, mostly sunny skies and a highs around 48 degrees. Pretty nice. Right now, 40 degrees, sun shining at 93.7 WRGG.
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Mama says stupid is as stupid does.
Stupid is, stupid does. Stupid is, stupid does, sir. Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
And people are crazy.
Actually, we were saving this. We missed it this last time. We normally are going to run it after the news at 7:30 up to the 8 o'clock hour, but we'll do it right now. And here we go. Don't forget, you can vote for your favorite one here by just sending us a text at 717-444-WRGG. Give us a call, that same number. Others know how to get a hold of Bill or I, and let us know your choices. Number one, a robbery suspect was in the process of going through a house in Germany when the residents returned. In a rush to escape, the suspect left his wallet at the scene. Why did the thief have his wallet out? Police say he was attempting to make an online purchase of some accessories for the laptop he was about to steal. Never dawned on him to get out of the house and go home and do that one. I don't know. Now, a drunk guy in the United Kingdom let himself into an unlocked school cafeteria one night and stole a tea bag worth about, 10 cents. Because he stole them before he spent a month in jail. Now, again, we don't like to give tips for thieves.
No.
But make it worth your while if you're going to do that. I don't know. And number three, Surfside, Florida is the place. 35-year-old man was arrested after displaying disturbing behavior with a Chucky doll. According to police reports, Rit Arias waved the doll at passerbyers along Harding Avenue. Ooh. His actions allegedly frightened customers at a nearby grocery store, prompting complaints. Police had previously warned him about his conduct before making the arrest. When's he done this before? And charging him with disorderly conduct and breach of the peace. Before it was a Barbie doll. I don't know. Chucky doll. There you go.
Oh, my.
33-year-old woman in China recently underwent treatment for hemifacial atrophy, a rare condition where the skin, muscles, and tissue on one side of the face gradually shrink and weaken. During the procedures, doctor discovered 5 contact lenses stuck behind the woman's left eye. She had been wearing contact lenses for several years and had lost several in the past few months, but never imagined they were stuck in her eye. The hemifacial atrophy created enough space for the contact lenses to disappear. Fortunately, the contact lenses did not cause any problems. Wouldn't you?
Wow.
I don't wear contacts, so I can't make this judgment.
Right.
But wouldn't you know that they were in your eye?
Well, I don't know where they went, she said. Yeah.
I don't know where
how do you
they
not
went.
know they're in your eye?
I don't know. And number 5, last one, in London, a guy stole a car and almost immediately suffered a guilty conscience. Instead of ditching the car or taking it back to where he got it, he drove it straight to the police station and confessed. At this point, the car had not even been reported as missing. After the cops did a little investigation, discovered that the vehicle was stolen, the man was placed under arrest. Okay, again, a little tip for you. If you're going to steal something and then feel bad, go put it back.
Put it back.
No one ever know.
Yeah.
No one ever know. All right, let me review here so we can get our votes in for Stupid Is as Stupid Does. Robbery suspect left wallet behind as he was buying things online with the laptop that he stole.
Just wait till you get it home, man.
Oh, man. Guy steals a tea bag from a high school or a school cafeteria. I can't wait to get my hands on that tea bag. Number 3, guy's out front of a store waving a Chucky doll. First of all, why does a 35-year-old man have a Chucky doll? Number 4, contact lens causes surprise. And number 5, a car thief felt immediate guilt and took the car to the police station with that one. So All right. Again, let us know what your thoughts are. Bill, do you have any immediate thoughts? I don't know.
I'm thinking that the Chucky doll thing is just creepy.
Yeah.
Especially that age. I feel bad for the lady with the Chinese lady with the contact lenses.
Yes. Yeah.
I actually feel for the guy, the guilt-ridden car thief. And I'm wondering, I mean, if that guilt-ridden, you're going to say something. You don't just want to return it. So I can see that. But I think the idea of leaving your wallet behind.
Yeah.
First of all, if you're going to steal it, steal it. Don't stay in their home.
Stay in their home.
Do you remember the one story from a few years back where the thief was caught, and when they called the police, he tried to tell the police it was his house?
Yeah.
And the people who lived there were actually intruding on him? Then there's the one with the guy hid in the closet.
Right, yes.
And
passed gas or something,
yes. But the family just wouldn't leave the room. He kept thinking, well, as soon as they leave this room, I'll sneak back out the window. But they hung around for like forever.
Yeah. I see. Stan Flenner says number one. I think that's what you and I have said.
Yes.
Jason Kabler, just like today, he can't get with the group. I chose number 5. And to be fair, in this segment, the guy could have been doing a lot worse things with the Chucky doll and just waving at people passing by. That is a good point.
Yes.
He went with a car thief felt immediate guilt.
So Jason thinks stupid is when you feel bad about something and try to make it right. Way to go, Jason.
That's it.
At least at Parsons, mine is a thief leaving the wallet behind.
All right,
Yes.
so we have a almost unanimous decision, 4-1, with the number one leaving your thief behind. What worse yet, he got on the computer that he was stealing.
Exactly.
People.
It's to buy accessories for that computer.
Oh, my. Good.
It's like I'm going to steal their microwave. I'm going to order.
I'm going to get some food put in it before I go with it. So, oh, my. Anyway, that's Stupid Is, Stupid Does, and that is also on our worst story / Old Yeller. Segment of the radio program today. Coming back after the news at the bottom of the hour, we will wrap things up with one more look at the birthday club, find out what we learned today, and then make way for the music that's coming at 9 o'clock. Best music of the 50s, 60s, and 70s right here. Don't forget tonight, Lanny Carball and Bluegrass Connection right here at 93.7 WRGG. If you like bluegrass, this is the place to be from 6 to 8 o'clock right here. Following at 8 o'clock, it's Gen V, Anything Goes radio show. If you haven't given that a listen, please do so.
That's a great show.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's Anything Goes. And, she has a whole bunch of things going on with that radio program. That's from 8 to 10 here tonight at 93.7 WRGG. And with that, we're going to head up to the top of the hour. Try to do Tell Me Something Good. Yeah, we need to do Tell Me Something Good.
Oh, yes, indeed.
That's got to counteract all this stuff. And we will do that when we come back after the news and weather. It's the morning show.
You're listening to The Morning Show on WRGG.
WRGG. With news and weather together. Coming up next.
Broadcasting around the world at WRGG.org and in southern Franklin County at 93.7. This is WRGG LP Greencastle.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Elon Musk is expected to attend President Trump's first cabinet meeting. The White House has confirmed the tech billionaire will take part in today's meeting, where he's expected to give an update on his Doge group. Nearly 24 Doge staff members resigned out of protest this week, claiming the agency's actions contradict their stated mission. The measles outbreak in Texas is now in the triple digits. The latest numbers from the state's Department of Health show they've identified at least 124 cases statewide. That's a 37% increase since Friday. The outbreak continues to center around counties that are part of the anti-vaccine movement. Luka Doncic led the Lakers to a 107-99 win over his old team, the Dallas Mavericks, at Crypto.com Arena on Tuesday. He reflected on getting his first meeting out of the way.
I can't even explain what it was a different game. Like I said, sometimes I don't know what I was doing, and I'm just glad it's over.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
As the seasons change, you can always count on Lumberdirect for everything you and your family need. From outdoor gear to home essentials, Lumberdirect has you covered. You'll find a wide range of tools, supplies, and equipment for any project or adventure. Lumberdirect also features an outstanding armory and a nice selection of sporting goods. Whatever your project or weekend endeavor might be, Lumberdirect should be your first stop. Conveniently located at 10 East Walter Avenue in Greencastle, we thank Lumberdirect for helping to support WRGG and many other community events.
This is a Radio PA news update. Leaders of Nippon Steel looking to meet with federal officials in an effort to revive their proposal to require U.S. steel. Corporate officers with the Japanese firm announcing their plans to reporters in Tokyo Tuesday. Former President Biden blocked the nearly $15 billion merger at the tail end of his term, citing national security concerns. President Trump has not indicated that he would reverse the decision made by Biden, but he has said he would be all right with Nippon taking a minority stake in U.S. Steel. Pennsylvania authorities say the man who held staff at a hospital at gunpoint before killing a police officer was upset over the death of a family member. John Schaefer with more.
Police in York County say 49-year-old Diogenes Archangel Ortiz was holding hostages in the UPMC Memorial Hospital ICU Saturday and threatening to kill one in the hallway when several officers opened fire. Officer Andrew Duarte and the gunman were killed in the shootout, and 5 others were wounded. Ortiz apparently targeted the ICU, where his family member was treated and died within the last week, something officials said Ortiz had difficulty accepting.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture confirming the presence of avian flu in Butler County, officials saying the illness impacting about 600 chickens at a non-commercial farm in the Cranberry, PA area. Pittsburgh officials sharing now the results of the deer management program at city parks. Over the last archery season, the Department of Public Safety there says nearly 200 animals were harvested at 4 different Pittsburgh area parks. Local leaders establishing the program in partnership with the USDA in order to control deer populations and protect native plants. Nearly 4,000 pounds of meat from the deer went to local food banks. I'm Ryan Daniels, and you're up to date with Radio PA.
Greencastle Ace Hardware is expanding again to serve you even better with a larger inventory of in-stock merchandise to select from. Greencastle Ace Hardware is a locally owned family business with a friendly, knowledgeable customer service staff, always available if you need help when shopping for your hardware needs. Greencastle Ace Hardware is conveniently located at 785 South Washington Street near the fire station. Ace Hardware also offers custom glass cutting, window and screen repair, house and auto key cutting is available. Have a question? You may call Greencastle Ace Hardware at 717-597-7799. Greencastle Ace Hardware is a proud supporter of WRGG.
From high atop Broadcast House in downtown Greencastle, here's a look at WRGG's local news with Scott Douglas.
Good morning. From the Say It Ain't So department, sad announcement from Hershey Park. We'll get to that if you haven't heard already. First, in Chambersburg over the weekend, a Shippensburg man was arrested and charged with stalking. Among other things, Logan Eugene Orndorff failed to post bail of $5,000 after being charged with felony stalking repeatedly and misdemeanor false imprisonment. Orndorff, a former boyfriend of the victim, allegedly followed the woman to the Chambersburg Chick-fil-A parking lot, blocked her into a parking space, then yelled at her through the window while she sat in the car waiting for police. Update now on some of the efforts by the Shady Grove, PA Ruritan in their Hurricane Helene relief project. 2 more campers were purchased and delivered to Northwest North Carolina over the weekend. Members of a group called Opportunity Ministries actually delivered the campers to 2 families in Asheville, North Carolina area. Ruritan President Dave Kipp announced here on WRGG yesterday that this past weekend they served around 300 people at the most recent pancake breakfast. There is another one coming up next month. In the Echo Pilot, did you see the pictures? Last week, children from Guiding Hands Preschool at Otterbein United Brethren Church, Greencastle, sang a little song, read a poem, and then they got on their bikes, their trikes actually. They hit the circuit, for their annual Cruisin' for a Cause event, and they raised over $3,000 for Penn State Health Children's Hospital in Hershey. Photos and information on the Echo Pilot website. Cute kids, great fun. 35th, oh, you like water? 35th Annual Berkeley Springs International Water Tasting, the world's most prestigious event in water tasting, gave out awards to waters from 3 continents, including water from New Zealand, Bosnia, Canada, Australia, and towns all across the U.S. In the municipal town water category, the U.S. swept from west to east coast and in between, including 3 previous gold medal winners, Emporia, Kansas, taking home their 2nd gold. The silver medal was won by hometown favorite Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, and bronze went to Mission Springs Water District in Desert Hot Springs, California. 4th place, Southwest Water Authority in Dickinson, North Dakota, and tied for 5th was Piedmont, West Virginia, and the city of Santa Ana, California. Amazing. So, sad news earlier this week. Hershey Park announced that the longtime Skyview ride will not return. I love that. The park says you can still look forward to the park's newest attraction, Twizzlers Twisted Gravity. That new attraction slated to launch this summer and will ascend over 130 feet into the air, reaching speeds of 68 miles an hour. No thanks, I'll pass. Bring back Skyview, please. They first debuted that ride in 1966. Scott Douglas on 93.7 WRGG.
Franklin Hospice, a nonprofit provider of hospice care and end-of-life services, has been licensed in Pennsylvania and is now open to serve patients and their families. This organization also operates Hospice of Washington County, which has built a trusted reputation of quality caring for over 40 years. The team at Franklin Hospice consists of nurses, social workers, CNAs, chaplains, volunteers, and bereavement staff. They will work with the hospice physician and the patient's primary physician to offer a number of services, including managing the patient's pain and symptoms, assisting the patient with the emotional, psychological, and spiritual effects of dying, providing needed medications, supplies, and equipment, coaching the family and caregivers how to care for the patient, and providing bereavement care and counseling to surviving family and friends. Franklin Hospice is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to provide support. For more information, call 717-504-3465 or visit franklinhospice.org, a nonprofit organization.
Here's a look at local sports with John Freeman.
The Shalom Christian Academy boys basketball team is headed to the District 3 Finals. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Freeman reporting for WRGG Sports, brought to you by the John Allison Public House, 155 South Antrim Way in Greencastle, involved in your local community. Shalom, who came into the tournament as the number 5 seed, knocked off top-seeded York Country Day School yesterday by a score of 50-43 to earn a spot in the District 3 Class 1A Boys Championship game. This is the first year as a PIAA school for Shalom Christian Academy. They will take on number 3 seeded High Point Baptist Friday afternoon in the championship game of District 3. That game will be played at the Giant Center in Hershey, with tip-off Friday afternoon scheduled for 2:45. Meanwhile, the Chambersburg Trojans will now play for 3rd place in the District 3 6A boys basketball tournament. The 4th-seeded Trojans were defeated 70-59 last night by top-seeded Central York. Central York connected on 10 of 18 shots from beyond the three-point line last night as they advance to the district finals, where they will take on Central Dauphin. Chambersburg will be back in action tomorrow as they will be at home hosting Governor Mifflin High School in the 6A third-place game. There is one team in action later today as the Shalom Christian Academy girls basketball team, the number 2 seed in the girls 2A district bracket, will take on top-seeded York Catholic for the District 3 AA championship. That game will be played at the Giant Center in Hershey, with tip-off scheduled for 4:30. That's a look at sports for a Wednesday. Have a great day, everyone. I'm John Freeman reporting for WRGG Sports, brought to you by the John Allison Public House, 155 South Antrim Way in Greencastle, involved in your local community.
What decade had your favorite music
The 50s? The 60s? Or the 70s? Regardless of which decade had your favorites, we have you covered. We play the best music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s on your good companion station, WRGG 93.7 FM, and on the web at WRGG.org.
WRGG weather.
A trough of low pressure located in northern Indiana will move into the region, bringing showers tonight into Thursday. Now the weather forecast for WRGG. We will have increasing afternoon cloudiness today, high around 58. Cloudy tonight with a chance of scattered showers, low around 45. It will be mostly cloudy on Thursday with a chance of scattered showers, high around 59. Becoming partly cloudy Thursday night, low around 37. And the outlook for Friday is for mostly sunny skies, high around 48. For WRGG, I'm nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
Currently, it is 42 degrees under sunny skies in downtown Greencastle, 92%. That's holding well for the humidity. Record high for today, 70 back in 1932, minus 10 on this date in 1914. Second of two is how you would normally say that, of 1914. 26 to 46. That's your average temperatures for today. We're heading up to the top end of that one. 647 is when the sun made its first appearance here in Greencastle. It'll set tonight at 5:59, 11 hours and 12 minutes of daylight. Again, 42 degrees at 93.7 WRGG and on the web at WRGG.org. And that's important. Because if you drive out of the area, you can still listen to us on your smartphone and all that good things that go along with that. I'm Greg Hoover. Bill Gore with me today for the ride. Tomorrow it's Vernon McCauley in the 8 o'clock hour as he will be with us and bringing his pearls of wisdom. I don't know what else to describe it as that. We're just going to go with that and leave it at that. Right now, though.
Tell me something good.
So we had
Tell me something good.
Stupid is, stupid does. We had the worst story of the day, or as we're going to call it, the Old Yeller segment of the radio program. And so we thought, as we always try to do at this time, good news, something good. Tell me something good. Always, if you have a good story to tell, let us know. We'll tell it for you. Or you can tell it yourself. Doesn't matter.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, one way, excuse me, or the other. But here's the story for the day. For those in the market, an 80-acre campground complete with a river, a lake, boat. The river comes with it. The lake, boat ramps, docks, and cabins in northern Minnesota is available after the previous owners were forced to close. What's the good news there? Well, that's because thanks to rock bottom rates of HIV infection among babies in the state, One Heartland, one of the nation's largest summer campgrounds for HIV positive kids, is no longer needed. Parental transmission of HIV occurring when children contract the virus while in the womb or breastfeeding has fallen to below 1% in HIV-positive mothers in the United States, thanks to some medications that are working very well. Globally, new HIV infections among children up to age 14 have declined by 38% since 2015. One Heartland was founded in 1993 after Neil Willison, a college student who wanted to be an actor, read about a 5-year-old HIV-positive child in Milwaukee facing isolation and stigma at school. He created One Heartland as a short project, but ended up running it for the next 30 years. The impact was so transformative the first summer of 1993 that turning the week, the children were already saying, "When can we come back?" Willison told the Mississippi Star Tribune. He used to rent space in camps every summer, but he soon grew tired of being rejected for health concerns. Raising money, including from former Minnesota Twins player and manager Paul Molitor, he went and bought the Willow River property to turn it into One Heartland. We wanted to create a safe haven where children affected by the disease, perhaps for the first time in their young lives, could speak openly about it and be in an environment of unconditional love and acceptance. Children arrived at Willow River from all over the country, courtesy of a referral from the NIH and donations from generous benefactors. There's no longer a need for the camp's original purpose. It's the greatest story that I've ever could have imagined. It's something I never could have predicted, Minnesota Star Tribune's Jana Hollingsworth writes. So there it is. Tell me something good. That certainly is a great story. That
sure was.
No longer needs that camp. So It's likely a rare occurrence that you wake up feeling completely refreshed without any temptation to hit that snooze button. You know that not getting enough sleep is harmful to your health, but that knowledge isn't going to just magically knock you out of the optimal time every night. Well, a new study suggests, and I gotta like this new study, that the way to reverse the damaging health effects of a poor night's sleep are brief daytime naps. Researchers have found that naps seem to restore hormones and proteins involved in stress and immune function to normal levels. During the study, men were limited to 2 hours of sleep for one night. The next day, they had a 2.5-fold increase in the levels of stress hormone that increased heart rate, blood pressure, and blood sugar. They also had lower levels of a protein with antiviral properties. The next day, after another night with just 2 hours sleep, the men were able to take 2 30-minute naps. The researchers found that the men's stress hormone and antiviral proteins went back to normal after napping. I'm building the case for napping, Bill.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all for it, man.
In case you haven't picked that up,
yes.
We have it here. So,
I take Sunday naps. That's like tradition.
Yeah.
Now, I'll even when I work from home, I might even take some if it's a long day.
Yeah.
Like around 4 o'clock if I'm not done with work yet.
Right, yeah.
But technically the work day is over.
Yeah.
I'll go lie down for about 20 minutes, get refreshed, and come back and finish up my day's work.
I'm glad you put it that way instead of saying usually it's 2 o'clock, but but there might be people listening from work, so I'm going to go there. Oh, my goodness. I talked to Mike Bach the other day. Terrible story for him, too.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, he was having a silent gas problem. Him.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you could say he had to get a job.
No, heavens no. He went to the doctor about it because it was embarrassing, you know. He says, no matter what I eat, I'm plagued with a horrible silent gas problem. Then a moment later, Mike says to the doctor, I guess you'll notice what I mean any second now. And the doctor replied, well, the first thing we need to do is get you a hearing aid. Thank you. I wish I could say it was a true story, but it'd be a lie if I did. A lie if I did. So
no.
All right. That being said, time to Jason Kabler's like 0 for 2 today. He didn't pick the overall worst song of the ever, and he didn't pick the right. Stupid is as stupid does.
Well, in his defense, although he's not familiar with the song, which makes no sense.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know how you can live to be as old as he is and not
really hear that song. Yeah.
Man. Oh, like he said, I listen to Spotify. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, that's like the time he told us about. I was in the hot tub with 2 girls. Yeah, just brag a little bit if you want to. Yeah. I get it, but. Well, anyway, that's
birthday club, the birthday club. Everybody celebrates the birthday club on WRGG.
There you go. It's the birthday club right now.
I'm just waiting for a text out from Jason. Yeah. I don't have a sister. My mother has a skin condition. They can't go on hot tub. 1802 saw the birth of Victor Hugo, French writer and politician. During a literary career that spanned more than 60 years, he wrote in a variety of genres and forms. His most famous works are the novels The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Les Miserables. When Hugo died, he was given a state funeral in the Pantheon in Paris, which was attended by over 2 million people, the largest in French history. Take that, Charles de Gaulle.
Yeah.
1829, so there was Levi Strauss, German-born American businessman who founded the first company to manufacture blue jeans. His firm, Levi Strauss & Company, began in 1853 in San Francisco, the commercial hub of the California Gold. It was all to provide pants for the prospectors. Didn't have anything sturdy enough. 1846 saw the birth of William Cody, better known as Buffalo Bill, American soldier, bison hunter, and showman. He became a writer for the Pony Express at 15, served in the Union Army during the Civil War, and served as a civilian scout for the Army after the war. He founded Buffalo Bill's Wild West Show in 1883, taking the company on tours in the United States and Europe. John Harvey Kellogg, born on this day in 1852, American businessman, inventor, physician who was the director of the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan. His insistence on vegetarian meals, including dry breakfast cereals, led his brother Will Keith Kellogg, who helped manage the sanitarium, to create cornflakes. Herbert Henry Dow entered this world on this day in 1866. American chemical industrialist who founded the multinational conglomerate Dow Chemical. Headquartered in Midland, Michigan, the company employs about 37,800 people worldwide. Mary Coyle Chase, born this day in 1907. American journalist, playwright, and children's novelist who wrote 14 plays, 2 children's novels, and 1 screenplay, and worked for 7 years at the Rocky Mountain News as a reporter. She is best known, however, for writing the 1944 Broadway play Harvey, which was adapted in the 1950 film starring Jimmy Stewart. John Herbert Gleason, better known as Jackie Gleason, born this day in 1916. American actor, comedian, writer, and composer, known for the television series The Honeymooners and The Jackie Gleason Show. His notable film roles were Minnesota Fats and The Hustler and Buford T. Justice in the Smokey and the Bandit series. His first album, Music for Lovers Only, still holds the record for the longest stay on the Billboard Top 10, 153 weeks, and his first 10 albums sold over 1 million copies each. 1920 saw the birth of Tony Randall, American stage and screen actor, best known for portraying Felix Unger in the television adaptation of Neil Simon's 1965 play The Odd Couple. In 1991, Randall founded the National Actors Theater, based at Pace University in New York City. He was married to his high school sweetheart, Florence Gibbs, from 1938 until her death in 1992. Fats Domino, born this day in 1928 as Antoine Dominique Domino Jr. American singer, songwriter, piano player. 4 of his records were named to the Grammy Hall of Fame: Blueberry Hill, Ain't That a Shame, Walking in New Orleans, and The Fat Man, which was the first rock and roll single to sell 1 million copies. Domino was part of the inaugural class of inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986. 1932 saw the birth of Johnny Cash, born J.R. Cash. American singer and songwriter. Songs include Folsom Prison Blues, I Walk the Line, Ring of Fire, Get Rhythm, and his cover of Nine Inch.
It's a 3-hour set in 15 minutes.
His duets include Girl from the North Country with Bob Dylan and several with his wife June Carter Cash, such as Jackson. Cash is a member of the Rockabilly Hall of Fame, the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame, the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and the Memphis Music Hall of Fame. Mitch Ryder, born on this day in 1945 as William Sherrill Levis Jr., American singer and songwriter, has recorded more than 25 albums over nearly 5 decades. His songs include Devil with a Blue Dress On, Jenny Take a Ride, and Sock It To Me. He has been cited as an influence by Ted Nugent, Bruce Springsteen, and John Mellencamp, who produced his 1983 album Never Kick a Sleeping Dog. He got his stage name from the Manhattan Telephone Directory. Winona Laura Horowitz chose a stage name, Winona Ryder, in his honor. And James Wan was born this day in 1977. Australian filmmaker, has primarily worked in the horror genre as the co-creator of the Saw and Insidious franchises and the creator of the Conjuring universe. Outside of horror, Wan directed Furious 7, the 7th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise, and the DC Extended Universe superhero films Aquaman and its sequel Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. But, Greg, I think you have the real celebrity birthdays for us.
I do. Gail Shade is having a birthday today. Happy birthday, Gail. Also, Sandy Alleman is celebrating today. John, I hope you're listening because I know you forgot. Marie Asherman is celebrating today as well. Happy birthday, Marie. And Devin McCauley is having a birthday. I verified it. Sent him a text and says, hey, our birthday club says you're having a birthday today. Just want to make sure. And he says I was correct on that one. So happy birthday to Devin, Marie, Gail, and Sandy. It's the birthday club. If you got a birthday you want to celebrate, all you have to do is send us the information to studio@wrgg.org or go to our webpage, fill out the information there. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Give us a call, 717-444-WRGG. Or you can text us at that very same number or stop in and give us your birthday. Anyway, we'll work. Before we go to what we learned today, this clip from the past, speaking of that hot tub incident. Wait a minute, that's not good. Huh. That was not what I had in mind. I wonder what happened there. Well, that was good. Everything seems to be working so well right now. Let me see here. It was so smooth until then, Bill.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. So, seeming having some technical difficulty. So, with that, let's do this.
Hey, what do you say? What did you learn
On the morning show?
today when
Greg Hoover
points your way? What will you say?
It's a 3-hour set in 15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll play that after what you've learned today, Bill.
All right, sir. Yeah. Well, let's see. I learned that there's a juggling community and it has legends. We learned more about our musical taste. We also learned that Jason was not familiar with MacArthur Park.
Yes.
Also, I found it interesting. I was wondering before we went into the discussion if at some point somebody would go, hey, I like that song. But nobody did.
No,
with
no.
the exception of Freebird. And we all get where Jason's coming from.
Right. Yes, I get that part of it. I really do.
Jan Martin from ELM.
Yeah.
He has a band called Mockingbird.
Right.
They are performing at John Allison past Saturday. We went down there. Actually, with Barry Stottlemyre. My sons and I were there. And every few minutes we'd yell out, Freebird!
I went to a wedding once and they had a string quartet. I got slapped when I yelled out Freebird.
That's great.
I thought they could do it greatly.
Exactly.
And it's one of those songs. I like the songs. When I'm playing in a band and they ask for it, I try to. It's 15 minutes. My arms fall off.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Let's see. I learned, thanks to you, there'll be a documentary about Norm Macdonald. Looking forward to that. It'll give me a reason to get Netflix. Learn not to stand up a woman when you're supposed to be on a date with her in Polk County.
No.
And let's see. If you're stealing a laptop, take it home before you actually order accessories for it. And tied into that, do not leave your wallet behind when fleeing the scene of a crime.
No, never ever do that. Never.
And of course, we all learned something we already knew. Naps are good for you.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right. Well, that was big on my list.
Yes.
And that Jason doesn't have the same musical taste that the rest of the world has.
No.
That's on my list as well. So let me see if I can run this now. Hold on.
Now, he was bragging last night. I don't know if you see his post on Facebook, but there's a group down there called... it's a two females, very nice looking females.
Yeah,
they have a little group, Mason Justice. Thank you very much. Yes, it is. And he goes, I'm sitting here in the hot tub with Mason Justice.
Did you see that?
Yeah. A la-di-da-da. Not once did he say it in that post. He said it twice. Yeah. He repeated himself on that one. Yeah. I'm sitting.
This is the actual post.
Okay, here we go.
It says the other night while hot tubbing with the awesome girls from Mason Justice, we got a full sneak peek, and I'm like, oh yeah, man! Of their highly anticipated.
I am highly anticipated.
Upcoming album. It's like, wait a minute. What? That's not what I wanted to sneak peek of.
Well, you notice there's no picture on there.
Right, yeah.
You know? What does he do all the time? He does Facebook Live all the time of him singing. And we don't want to see that.
Until there's good-looking girls with him.
And then there's not.
In a hot tub, and there's no Facebook Live.
No video evidence at all.
Nothing at all. We don't even know what happened.
And I'm wanting to think, what two good-looking girls are going to get in the hot tub with Jason?
Well, here's the deal.
Of all the people out there, why him?
Was it really them? They just told him that.
A couple of badgers were in his hot tub. Well, hello, ladies.
Oh, you nibbled on my neck.
A while back. Jamie Shank was the voice that, if you didn't recognize, making fun of him at that point in time as well.
Mason Justice, they're actually quite talented.
Yes, they are. They are pretty good. By the way, Molly Pitcher Highway South at the 12,000 block, there is a vehicle fire. Emergency vehicles will that's Route 11. We'll be reporting to that. Just be aware if you're going Route 11 South, there could be a delay in what is going on. So
how'd they feel when they found Jason in their hot tub?
They called the police.
They just, wow, sorry, I'm blind. I thought it was my backyard.
I'm sorry. He uses that quite to his advantage.
Hope you don't mind, but I'm ordering accessories for your laptop.
That I took. Oh, my. 9 o'clock, it's straight up 9 o'clock. Wow, busy day today.
Oh, man.
But an exciting day today here on the morning show. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. So sometimes that happens. No, I did not enjoy it. I'm glad you guys did. It is the morning show, something we do each and every morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here, Monday through Saturday. Hey, Bill, doesn't get much better than this.
Oh, no, sir. No, that was a good one.
No. Tomorrow, Vern's Day. Jackie at the mic in the 7 o'clock hour. 8 o'clock, it's Vernon McCauley joining us as well. Now, tomorrow you have to go to work.
No, I'll be here.
Okay,
Yep,
and Friday you'll be here.
Friday I'll be here. Yep.
All right,
Yep.
very good. That works out really well. Bill, always a pleasure. Thanks for being here
my
with
pleasure,
us.
Greg.
Yeah, as well as I'd like to thank Chris and Jason for participating as they do. We heard from Elisa Parsons today, Stan Flenner as well. We thank them for their contributions to the show. Of course, Scott Douglas, John Freeman, Jim Vaughn, Michael Kastner, and Ryan Daniels making up the big news team that we have here.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
It's huge. It's huge. It's just like the radio program. Huge. So that's it. Enjoy the sunshine.
Yes, indeed.
See you tomorrow.
The opinions expressed on this program or any program broadcast on this station are not necessarily the opinion of the management of WRGG. We respect the right of free speech and the diverse opinions of others. WRGG is a nonprofit radio station, depending on the contributions of our underwriters as well as listeners like you. If you enjoy listening to the morning show, and I don't know why you would, then please consider making a donation to WRGG to help keep programs such as this on the air. You can make your tax-deductible donation to the station by mailing it to WRGG, 113 South Carlisle Street, Greencastle, Pennsylvania, 17225. Or go to our webpage and use PayPal for your quick and easy contribution. WRGG, a listener